Ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to SuperCoach Edge and another edition of Friday Knockoffs. Always a pleasure to have your company as always. And a couple of games tonight, as the AFL likes to do nowadays. Just fixture 2 games on a Friday night. Who knows what the bloody hell they're doing, but kind of figured as well that they're just trying to pander to the broadcasters. I mean, Dill. Andrew Dillon came out, they're all the same nowadays, but Andrew Dillon came out the other day and said that the numbers are looking better than ever for Friday night footy, despite the fact that there's 2 games, they have to split the audience across 2 games. So the math isn't quite mathing, Andrew Dillon. And then I figured tonight, thinking a little bit deeper about it, well, of course, it gives primetime slots to both Channel 7 and their other broadcast rights owner in Fox Footy. Classic AFL, isn't it? Classic AFL. Anyway, that's by the by. We are here to chat about SuperCoach and both of those games, of course. And there was some big scores, one of which, by no surprise of anyone really, that we picked in our I Am the Captain Now. If you tuned in, you would have seen, of course, our number 1 ranked overwhelmingly. So, number 1 ranked captaincy option in Reg, aka Brodie Grundy. He came out and smashed almost a double ton. And no surprise at all, as I said. But for those owners out there, if anyone owns him and didn't put the VC on him, well, I wonder who you're putting the VC on instead. Because he absolutely killed the young ruck from the Pies, who unfortunately went down with what looks to be an ACL, because I say unfortunate as well for him, but also for owners like myself out there, it's a bit of an issue. But poor bloke, might have been ACL, could be a meniscus, could be anything, but we'll find out in time. But let us go through the chat, because it is overflowing so early on, which is good to see. And for those of you who tuned in as well to our sister channel, which of course is Blue Baggers Edge, you would have seen our live stream last night, which was a mammoth one. Went for over 2 hours, 2 and a bit hours, I think. So the wife and I jumped on, Nuffy Carlton supporters that we are, and had a chat about all things Michael Voss departing and everything else. So if you are of that persuasion, of the blue variety, or you just want to check out some of the stuff that I do on a footy centric basis without SuperCoach at the helm, then go and check it out, Blue Baggers Edge. But Aaron, thank you for joining us, mate. Grundy VC, very happy. Of course you would be. I know the general rule is we can't pay out for all these guys, but honestly, I think it's worth having better primos like Baz, etc., and one less fringe primo. The gap in ceiling is a lot. That's a fair point, mate. That's a very fair point. And it's something that I thought about last night with regards to Baz. I mean, I'm just waiting for him to drop in price, which is kind of, I think, bottomed out now, because he's posted another huge score, but it's kind of, it rings true, especially for those of us with 3 high-priced rucks like myself. I've got Gorn, I've got Cherry, and Jackson, and probably fits into that bill as well. In terms of having Cherry, it means that I have, don't have the ability to go for a Basilenka, but they are Umber Primos. That's kind of what I refer to them as. They are the ones that are referred to when I say, you want to be reaching for the top shelf, to use that analogy of, you got the high priced liquor, the spirits on the top shelf for the special occasion. These are the guys. It's, the likes of Grundy, it's Basilenka, all these guys that are high price point. Bont, even though he's cheap at the moment, but these guys put on mammoth scores. And I think you can probably talk about them in the context of the fact that their ceiling scores are next level, and they can really set you apart from the pack if you have them, just based purely on the fact that you can VC or see them. And that difference in score as a captain, in a 160 odd score compared to, a captain scoring 125, do that over a number of weeks, and the frequency that happens with Uber Primos, you can make up a fair margin, and it does help you out, obviously, in head-to-head leagues and stuff as well. So very fair point there, Az. I'd like to hear anyone else's thought on that, but strategically, I do like it. G'day, Shane. I chased myself away with my crappy. Have we missed out on a message from the great Jonas? Because it looks as though you're replying to a non-message there, Shane. Mr. Paul Bearer, aka Jonas himself. It's funny because this looks as though that you're talking to yourself, Jonas, because I did unfortunately accused Shane of being you in a burner account, Jonas, but nothing surprises me. Which, speaking of which, if you tuned into the live stream that I referred to earlier at Blue Bag's Edge, you would have seen we had a number of those people that didn't tune in, just a bit of context, we had a number of, I don't know if they were bots, if they were AI bots, which would be one of the first of its kind that I've come across. But I don't know if it was that or if it was someone that was changing their name, changing their avatar. But we had Sydney Sweeney, we had some random model, we had Bonnie Blue tuning in as well, which I thought was pretty apt considering it was chatting about all things blue baggers in Carlton. But yeah, very interesting. And Jonas, I do think that was you. I have an inkling that's you. I just blame you for everything now. Sorry, Jonas. Shane nailed the Blakey trade. Scared to look at Horn Francis's score. Unless you're referring to something that Jonas wrote in the Discord, of course, which, speaking of which, I will grab the link to our Discord. If you have yet to join our Discord, please do so. It is free to join, great community, chat about all things, captains, trades, help, anything you want, you can do just that in our SuperCoach Edge Discord, which I'm just grabbing the link for just now. I'll pop in the chat. As I was targeting luggage this round, but changed and went for Archie Rob. Mate, you did the same as me. I got Dirksen as my rookie. I know he's not playing, but surely he plays in the coming weeks. Didn't like anyone else. I always go by the thought at this time of year anyway, if you're going to be going for a rookie that's not a 9K, definitely go for someone that is going to be on the cusp of at least playing. And Dirksen, I think, will at some stage. He was unlucky, kicked 5 goals, 2 in the VFL, but you'll probably find that there will be more changes to the Carlton team after this week. I think just with Josh Fraser at the helm now, he didn't really want to make too many changes and wanted to sort of show people what it was like to be able to coach properly with the same team that Voss has had over the past few weeks. So, but yeah, I was very, very similar to going for luggage, and I deviated because with Wangan and Miller being out, I would have otherwise have had to have gobbled scores up from Selwood or Bustlinger, and was not going to be able to do that for 3 weeks. So I ended up deviating from luggage and went for Archie Roberts via Naz, which Naz's score really, the scores haven't blown me away. The big scores have kind of been leveled out by those low scores that he's had. So hasn't been the best scorer this season, it must be said. There you are, Jonas. Careful of Detective Damo. You were framed. Or no, sorry, at least Jonas was framed because we were saying that Jonas was you, Shane. Jonas, you would have noticed that, and actually the stream was starting at 11. I did sneakily change the time because I needed some time up my sleeve to change across from all the Blue Baggers Edge stuff in the back end here on the stream. But you and tugging, even your name, Jonas, mass debater. This is a bit of a trend here. Maxi, how are you, mate? I hope you're well. I want to kiss Grundy too, mate. I would kiss him as well. That's for sure. Baz 154, Zach 138, and Sherry could go 200. Gee whiz, mate, you and Justin McInerney 136, a big spike score from him, which is good to see. Did Lombard get 90? Well, let's get the scores up on screen, shall we? As we go through these, these comments. What do we use? Fan Footy, or do we go for footyscores.net? Let's go footyscores.net. Let's go that. Get her up on screen. There we go. We'll start with the Gold Coast Port Adelaide game. And as you can see there, some decent scores. Thankfully, Butters, I mean, he was on track for maybe around about 100, limping over the line, but he came home strong and did likewise as well for my multi, which gambled responsibly, of course, but it was a very nice night there on SuperCoach as well as the old punt. But Butters with the 138, he was my VC, or is my VC, and now will be my El Capitano. So very happy with him. Now, I don't know if speaking of punting, again, gamble responsibly, I don't encourage it. It is a terrible vice, but I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I have everything under control there, I can say with confidence. If you don't, then there are self-exclusion, all that, those sort of things. But someone I spotted on Twitter had a wager on Jace Burgoyne for 25 disposals plus. And it was like at $6.50, and they put down a ridiculous amount, which I won't say, and ended up getting up. And Jace Burgoyne has only had over 25 disposals once this season. So did he have an almanac? Was he Biff Tannen from Back to the Future? Maybe. Joe Berry with a 95 out of the box score, 2 goals, 19 disposals. Horn Francis, disappointing, 61. I was very, very close to getting him the other week, and he's gone back to being shit again. I don't know if he didn't have any CBAs or what the go is. No, he did. He had the third most CBAs for the Port Power. So Horn Francis, he might be picked up. Might be able to pick him up as a bit of a cheapie again. The newbie in Anastopoulos had 53. Mr. Acropolis now. Not bad on debut. Watkins with the 48. That's about it for them. For the Suns, Anderson has bounced back with a 134. 134. For those people that held on, you went through a massive roller coaster, but you're coming up the other end. You're benefiting now. Petrarch with a 94. He's sub 100, 2 weeks in a row. Disappointing since I've got him in. Lombard with a 9. Now, Lombard annoys the shit out of me. I'm sure there's some of you out there that are in the same boat as me. I'll get my team up in a moment. But plain and simply, I only realized after the fact, I've got Liam Reedy as my R3. I had Oscar Steen on my forward bench, and I only realized after the game started that I could have easily put Oscar Steen at R3, put Liam Reedy on the bench in the forward line, and put the emergency on Lombard. And there was something, when I realized that, there was something in me. This game hadn't started yet. The other game did. But there was something in me that said that Lombard was going to have a big night tonight. Geez, where was that inkling a day or two ago? Gee whiz. That SuperCoach intuition was well and truly off there, but means I've missed out on a 90, so I would have happily gobbled that up instead of relying on Philippou, which, mind you, is facing Richmond. But, gee whiz. If you had the emergency on Lombard, lock that in ahead of your F6. I think I said D6, F6. Tookie Miller with an 86. Who else we've got there? Humphrey's gone back to being pretty shit. Zeke Hewland, 45. I don't know if anyone started with him. Ben King, only the 1 goal one as well, which was interesting. But anyway, there you go. Those are the scores for that game. Let's move on to the comments because they are piling up. 200 Grundy. Well, with that, let's bring up the other score now. Shall we? We've lost it. We've bloody well lost it in every sense of the word. There it is. So he did go 200. I apologize. I said 160. I was looking at AFL Fantasy, the much inferior. Wow. Well. Brought him in. There you go, Global. Very nice. 203 was scaled and scored 203. VC Grundy offset by pairing Bailey and Horn Francis. Geez, Bailey's been a bit of a shit, hasn't he? Can never have a massive week, but cannot complain at all. 100%, mate. Balances out, but you've done well. Lockie was going to trade in Cherry all week and change last minute to Grundy. VC on him and can't complain. 100%. And someone's asked the question about comparing Cherry with a Grundy. I think both of these guys will score or average similar across the course of the season, so you can't go wrong. That's for sure. Jonas, only way I could get Baz would be Murdoch and Cook for 99k rookie and Baz. I already have 5 DNPs, so I can't do it, sadly. 5 DNPs? Who have you got as DNPs, mate? That's crazy. That's crazy work. I feel bad having one player that's not playing. I assume there's injuries involved there as well, Jonas, but I understand the pain if that's the case. Which, for those of you out there, speaking of Oscar Steen, if he has done his ACL, hopefully he hasn't for the young lad, but if he has, would you consider trading him down to White from Melbourne, the non-playing player who probably won't play? for the rest of this, or most likely won't play for the rest of the season, just to really maximise the amount of money that he'll make you in that trade by Steen down to White. Shane, I caught his message last week. I don't know what the message was, mate. Yeah, it wasn't me, but it was pretty damn funny. I don't know what you're referring to there. Oh, sorry, are you talking about me? Are you talking about me, Shane, accusing you of being Jonas? I don't know. Aaron, who are the top shelf guys I have? Grundy, Roberts, Jackson, Gorn, Bont, Butters. I can't get Cherry. Who else do you see are those top guys worth paying up for? I think you've pretty much rounded them all out, mate. Let's have a quick look. I'll bring up my team. But I think those are the main ones in terms of every line. The top liners for the forwards, everyone will have anyway, in terms of Sheasel. But yeah, it's those mids. I mean, Baz, I definitely need. Baz is someone that I've worked out I need to get in quick smart. Holmes is someone that really appeals to me, but Baz is that guy that never gets tagged. He's seen as ineffective and just goes about racking up the footy. It's crazy. It's craziness. All you need to do, mate, is just go to the players tab and sort it by average. And those guys there that by and large are averaging 130, 120s, those are the guys you need in your team. Like Heaney, you could probably say as well. He had a bit of an off night tonight. But Cherry, Jackson, Grundy, Gorn, I know you can only have 3 ruckmen if you wanted to go 1 in the flex, but Bond, Butters, Baz, Sheasel's definitely 1. Archie Roberts, Nicky Dacos, Whitfield, I'd probably extend it to now that he's back in form with Ash in the midfield. And that's probably it, I'd say. But yeah, craziness. We'll just bring up the scores again. So this is the Discord link as well for those people that have yet to join. Jump on in. Free to do so, as I said. Little community, SuperCoach Edge. Chat about SuperCoach 24/7. And a great bunch of crew there. We've got about 300 people in the community plus, which is great. 61. You sound like you sound like Big J. 61. Who's the 61 from the other game? Lombard, the hero I don't deserve, and nor do I, because I should have put the emergency on him. Get some prices happening a bit later on via Stat Chief. I will indeed, sir. Anyone that wants to throw out any requests of price changes, let me know. We'll get it up on screen. Crunch some numbers. Lockie, how are you, mate? I don't have Nick Dacos, which hasn't been that bad as he's been average. I unfortunately have his worst brother, but I think Nick's price is now at a good spot to where I can bring him in at a good price. Yeah, well, you've answered your question, mate, there. I don't know if it even was a question, but yeah, I've never really been a fan of Josh Dacos. I know some people were big on him during the preseason, and in my analysis of the Primo's episode, it would have been Defenders, I identified that he doesn't really have much of a ceiling, a frequent ceiling at that. So that kind of holds him back. He can rack up the footy, but I don't know what it is, if he's just ineffective compared to his brother. But yeah, even so, as you said there, Nick's price has bottomed out. So jump on him if you haven't got him, for sure. Jamie, how are you, mates? Good to see you again. Now, Jamie, you are an awesome supporter of ours because you've supported us across both channels, this and Blue Baggers Edge, mate, because you were there last night. So thank you kindly for your support, which you don't need to do. You're a nice bloke. Let me tell you, if no one's told you that before, don't listen to them. Or if they haven't, then they should, because you're a great bloke. As I've got 1 rookie to upgrade in defense, plus Houston, 1 rookie forward, which is Cook, and 4 mid upgrades. Who should I be looking at? What about Merritt at 560k with the Essendon run? LDU, Baz, Heaney. I'd be, again, going for the top shelf if you can, but going for value at the moment. So Merritt probably presents as value, so I don't mind him, but I am still slightly worried of him getting tags because he's by far and away Essendon's best player. LDU I like. I think he should be pushing for a top 8 spot as averaging mid. But Baz and Heaney are probably the ones I'd be aiming for. But it's hard because at this time of year as well, you'll notice that the rookies or the quality rookies tend to dry up. So you have to kind of pick and choose almost. And like that's part of the reason why we identify value is because we want to stretch our salary cap and bank, the money we've got in the bank, as much as we can to then reach for those high price guys like Baz and Heaney. But Baz Baz has come down in price. So I'll just have a quick squeeze. Sorry. I just want to have a quick look at what his break even was. So he scored a 154, Baz, of course, and his break even was 152. So he's actually gone up a couple of $100. And he's at 627 and he's dropped 10.6K overall from his starting price, which is frustrating because I was hoping to get him below 600K. But mind you, in context, he was up around the 680 mark at one stage. So it could be worse. It could be worse. The worry, I think, after this week is that 97 score drops out of his 3-round cycle. He faces Sydney. Don't think he'll get tagged. I think Holmes will probably get tagged. Mind you, James Jordan isn't in the best tagging form. But yeah, I definitely want my hands on Baz, that's for sure. Cheesy 50-50 decisions really affect you in this game. Was pondering whether to get Cherry or Grundy all week to settle on Cherry. Sucks the love out of actual footy. SuperCoach does. Couldn't even appreciate his game. Yeah, like I was in the same boat, going for either Gawn or Grundy. Went for Gawn. It is what it is. I think you got to take the the ebbs with the what is it? What's the saying? You know, take the highs of the lows virtually, which I think Grundy will have at some stage. He's not going to, Grundy's being kissed on the dick. I spoke about it in the captain's episode, I'm the captain now. Just with regards to Grundy, he's faced the Dogs when they didn't have Tim English and he was facing the rookie rucks. He's done similar against, I can't recall who, I think it was, Geelong. And there was another team as well that he's done it against. Might have been Richmond maybe, but yeah, he's been very, very blessed. Much like Tim English, I think he was blessed a season or two ago. He had similar luck where he was just facing teams without their first choice ruck and was just annihilating out massive scores. So he'll regress to the mean, as we always say, Cheesy. So don't stress about that. And I think Cherry, with expectations, he will average, I think, similarly to Grundy. So you can't go wrong with either guy. So you've made a good choice. Either way, Cheesy. Jamie, I had Lombard on the bench. I was the same demo. I could have looped Todd Marshall to get his score, and I forgot. Yeah. Like, as much as we pay attention to SuperCoach, life happens, and you can't be across everything. And who was to say that Lombard was going to pop out a score that he did, like a 90-odd, which is crazy, crazy stuff. Jonas, DNPs, ZZ, Perez, Todd Marshall, Edwards. Who's Edwards? And Sardis. Sorry, I've got Sardis and Liam Reedy in my team. But Sardis has helped me because I'm locking in Angry Anderson's 71, I think he might have scored. Wayne, how are you, mates? I got Stan and White. Okay, gotcha. There you go. Lockie, how are you, mates? I didn't have Grundy, but I had the Lizard. I kept Noah Anderson from the start. He has repaid the faith the last two. He definitely has. Had Lombard on field. Jeez, I have VC on Butters. I'll take a 138 captain, mate. You are nailing things thus far. You are in line for a very, very big score. Shane Mass said you chased me away. I just happened to be lurk watching at the time. I chased you away? No. I don't chase you away, Shane. Good to see you back though, mate. All I did say at the time that I didn't say who you are, but you frequent Big Footy. And I said you're a really good supporter of ours and have been for a little while, mate. So again, we are very appreciative of your support. Jack Blucher, how are you, mate? G'day, glorious man. How are you feeling about the news about Vossi? I knew about it last Friday after the game. Was not resigned. Resigned and not re-signed. Yeah, I think you've been resigned there. And of course, Jack, I know you are privy to this information. I won't explain how. People might be able to connect the dots. Mate, we had a live stream last night on Blue Bag's Edge, as I mentioned earlier. I don't know if you just tuned in, but the wife and I jumped on and we're chatting about the departure of Vossi and Nick Austin and a few other things as well. Jonas, Goat, must debate her. He was on there as well, of course, and among a few other supporters and whatnot. But yeah, I think it's probably a good move. And it's something I've been speaking about for a fair while, that the club needed to do that to force the hand of Voss because we need to fast track things. It was detrimental to the players, the way they were playing, so on and so forth. So feel sorry for Vossi because at the end of the day, he's losing a job, but no doubt he will walk into another one end of the day, given that's just the nature of footy. And I'm sure he would be thankful not having to worry about the stress and scrutiny that he's been receiving. So, yep, that's Vossi for you. Rookie, how are you, mates? The pain of sticking with value approach and rookies off-field approach is killing me. Yeah, I mean, are you talking in terms of what we were just chatting about earlier with Az was mentioning going for the Uber Primos? But yeah, I mean, if you're referring, I imagine you're probably referring to McCluggage there. Yeah, which is a bit of, I think that was just a down score. I don't know what it was due to because he wasn't being tagged from what I could see. But yeah, it was just unfortunate, that's for sure. Jack, our lines were very shit live last night. They were indeed. But SuperCoach wise, been huge. 9:53 through 5. Thank you, Brody. VC went Marshall to Edwards and Lindsay, which I wasn't sure on, but got in the Lizard. There you go. Well, any team, any defender that plays Collingwood, take it to the bank. You could almost, I don't know what happened there. I got a beast inside me. You could almost put the VC on any defender playing Collingwood because they do not man up in defense. Similar sort of press up the ground on kick in for the opposition to what St Kilda were doing a season or two ago. So they don't give a shit. Like they virtually just block up space virtually from halfway down the field onwards. And they allow defenders just to run out, switch the play continuously and get those easy kicks and marks and disposals and everything else. But the Lizard, he is a gun, and he has it in him where he can just run up the ground. And yeah, he puts in a fair bit of effort across the game, that's for sure. And yeah, nice little trade. And we spoke about him as a bit of a risky option on the audio, on the podcast, you might have heard, both audio, of course, and YouTube. But yeah, he was a breakout. McInerney turned up a lot also for me. Yes, he did. He had a bit of a nice spike game as well. You got the 200 in the end. Very nice. That is Grundy. Aaron, do we think Holmes gets defender status? If yes, even bigger must have, I think. Yeah, now I think Fantasy Freako on Twitter mentioned that I think he was just above the threshold, around about 34, 35%. So 34% from memory is the threshold for what you need in order to be activated for a DPP in the opposing line. So he's on track, provided he shares time 50-50 between defense and the midfield for next round. He will get DPP, defensive mid, but he's literally on the edge. So I'm half expecting Chris Scott to really do the Scott thing and do us over there. But if he gets defender mid status, he's even more of a must-have, Holmesy. G'day, Kate. Hope you're well. Evening, Damo and others. I'm thinking about being in Shea Bolton, bringing in Shea Bolton, given his run and pod. Wouldn't do it, Kate. Feel this is an enormously risky move. Yep, very risky, but have a question mark over other potential forwards. Thoughts on Bolton? He would probably be one of the last people I'd go for, Kate. No offense, because I think it's great thinking in terms of a pod, but I've spoken about him across the journey. He has almost the biggest deviation in his game at times. Like his ceiling scores are massive, but his floor scores can drop really, really low, like 30s, 40s, 50s. And in my eyes, that just levels things out and it can really impact you and affect you in, cash leagues and head-to-head leagues and everything else. So if you're looking for a pod forward, let's go through it, Kate. Let's go through and see if we can identify one for you. There's a whole host of options out there, but one that I would be identifying first and foremost is the man that went large last round. He's probably around about the same price as a Bolton. Actually, he's cheaper than Bolton. So Bolton's 525.1. The man I would recommend, who is very, very good value, Isaac Rankin. Now, you're probably saying he's only had the one big score, but comes up against North Melbourne this round. And the promising thing is the fact that he is getting bulk CBAs, again, role is paramount. And with regards to what we're seeing at Adelaide, as you can see here, Rankin's passed 3 games with these CBAs. He's had 41%. Then that's had an uptick to 73% and then up to 74%. Now, in the 70s, that is a rusted on, second, third best member in an engine room. So you can see there, he's actually had the second most CBAs behind Sam Berry last round against Richmond. Peatling, third best with 67. And the previous round to that against Port, Sam Berry had the most with 77%. Of course, discounting Mick Andrew, who's a ruck. So Berry 77, next best, Isaac Rankin 73%. And you'll see here Rochelle has dropped off. So they want Rochelle to go back to being an attacking option up forward, and they want Rankin full-time in the engine room, which I can't even remember if he had that many CBAs last year. Let's have a quick look. No, he didn't even have that many CBAs last year like he did in the first couple of games, but he kind of petered out and went back to going forward. So this is uncharted territory for Rankin and a really good sign for him for his role going forward. They want him as a permanent part of their engine room, which with that role, and as we saw with the scoring last week, he is someone that I think will contend and now push for a top 6 forward spot. So, Kate, I'd be going for Isaac Rankin at the moment and save yourself an extra 60K compared to going for Bolton, personally, if you want to go for a bit of a pod, because at the moment, Rankin is 5.7% owned before, seeing his ownership uptick this round. And Kate, hope you're well as well. Hope you're faring well and spirits are high and everything else. And we might, if you're still sticking around, Kate, we might do our usual poll because it gets to a stage where we run out of things to talk about with regards to SuperCoach. So we will bring back a poll. In fact, let's do it now. It is, of course, what we like to dub Supermarket Edge, because we had a bit of fun, chat about, the more important topics in life. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Last week, it was the discussion of whether or not you put chocolate in the freezer, the fridge, or you leave it out for room temperature, and it was split. I was surprised with the number of people that said they want chocolate in the freezer. But one that I have, which has been requested by my my other fine half in Ash, she has suggested the following. And it is, let me get it up on screen if I can find the widget. Where's the bloody widget? I'll read it out. So, do you prefer Coke or Pepsi of the two cola beverages? If you had to choose. And if you're not a fan, just put neither. So we want the rusted on, beverage drinkers out there. So we'll create that. We'll put the poll up right now, Kate, to see if you're still around and you can join on in there. So there it is on screen. So type the number corresponding to what you prefer and don't put a dot because it doesn't count for some reason. So just put the number. So 1, 2, or 3. And there you go. So Coke's off to a fly with 100%. There you go. G'day, Las Pistolas. After yesterday, Holmes is, there you go, 35.9%. On the cusp. Houseman, how are you? I have a problem. I thought I had the cash to do Brun, Nass, English to Grundy, Blakey, and Durham. But I was $700 short, mate. That does hurt. I didn't get Durham in flex. I have 388.3K. What do I do? Henry, Bryan, or Briggs? I assume, he said flex there. Yep. So I was going to say, assume you're in the flex. It depends if you want to go for another rookie in Henry. I don't think he's a standard option, but I think of the rookies that we have available, he's decent enough. Bryan, yes, you could potentially do it. And Briggs, has Madden actually been injured? I don't know if Madden injured himself. If he did for the Giants, and it means that Briggs has an assured spot as number 1 ruck, you could probably say Briggs. 373. Geez, he is cheap. I'm not a fan of. No, I'm not really a fan of him. He doesn't have a ceiling, really, Briggs. He'll probably make you about. Well, he'll probably get back to his starting price, really. So he'll probably make you about 70 to 100K. So maybe, but depends again if Madden's injured, I'd go for it. If Madden is not injured, I'd be a little bit worried that Briggs maybe loses his spot as he has once before. But if we have a look, 388, we'll just quickly do that. Anyone else in the chat, let us know recommendations if you have any. If we can get this, about 389. So anyone, Brent Daniels scored a 78. I don't mind Daniels, 81, 114, 73, 78. Who else we got here? There's not much, is there? I mean, Liam Henry from a cash cow perspective is going to make you money. So there's that. But if you're playing him on field, I wouldn't be doing that. If you can put someone else on field, yes. There's Zerha if you wanted to go for him, but I probably wouldn't. I'm sure there's a player around about that price point or below that was decent enough to take a crack on. What's Heath's break even? 0. Heath's been scoring all right, but yeah, just wouldn't trust him. There's not much, mate. Do you need to go for someone with your third trade, or can you hold it? That's the question. If you need to go for someone in order to fund the other trades, then yeah, you'll need to obviously get someone, but I don't know. There's not much. Probably Henry's probably the only one you can go for. But I just wouldn't have any confidence in playing him on field. That's the only real thing there. Yeah, anyone else in the comments, let us know if you have any recommendations. But yeah, it looks like slim pickings, really, with regards to options that the houseman has. Yeah, even as I scroll down, there's nothing unless I've scrolled past someone. But yeah, probably Brent Daniels. But Buderick, could he make more money? Break even of 25. You could go for Buderick again if you wanted to. Don't know how much more money he's going to make, but yeah, probably just safest going for a cash cow, mate, and Henry maybe. Or you can take a risk with Brian. Jamie, why don't they tag Baz? Is it in his endurance? Yeah, he's got insane endurance, but I think a lot of teams don't see him as like he is effective and impactful. But I think in terms of his possessions, because he gets bulk possessions, he just racks up the pill at will. But with Holmes, he's more impactful with the possessions that he has. He's an endurance beast as well, but I think Holmes they identify as more dangerous. They'll probably is a good term to use for him. But you can't take everyone, so that's the thing. Aaron, thoughts on Wilkie when he bottoms out in a few weeks? Wilkie is actually a decent shout. Now, I know he was top of the pops, wasn't he, in defense? Geez, he dropped 54.5K, 196 break even. Yeah. So Wilkie could be a very, very cheap D6 and help us stretch our money a little bit more and not have to pay up. He's a pod as well, 4.4% owned. Thing is with him is Wilkie is that option for St Kilda where they just switch the play to him continuously. Hence the reason why he has so many marks. He's great in his own right as well, like in terms of his contested intercept marking. But yeah, very good shout there, Aaron. So he's one to keep an eye on. In fact, where is he, Wilkie? Let's put him on our watch list. Got to do that. Bang, he's on there. Get him on there. Get him on yours. Stephen, tempting fate by even posting this, but have started well with Nando, VC Butters, Stewart, and Luke Lombard. I now sit back and wait for the tsunami of shit to wash over me. Yeah, like Biff Tannen in Back to the Future always ends up with shit on his head. But good start by you, Steve. G'day, Dave. Opponent in SuperCoach Cup is Grundy, but luckily not as... What the hell are they doing? Only one man can save my team this week. In Bont we trust. Yeah, LeBont. Speaking of which as well, you wouldn't believe it, but I got knocked out of SuperCoach Cup last week. 2364 to 2312. Have a look at the absolute tin ass luck that this bloke had. So Anderson, 144 bounce back score. He had, who was the other one that he had? McCluggage with the 111, finally bounced back. And I think it was another player that he had in Rechko, it might have been. But gee whiz, absolutely did me over. Did me over something shocking. Oh, yeah, he looped on Blamires, bastard. But look at that. His rank was 49115. I was 12453. Oh, well, one less thing I have to worry about. But every season, these stupid little side cups always do me over. Don't know what it is. Best of luck with yours, Dave. Jack, they're still paying out his 1 million contract, though. Well, mate, either way, exactly. Either way, he gets paid now or he gets paid at the end of the season. So he's in a win-win situation. The club's just like, they have to pay him regardless. So he can't complain at all. 100%. Hexerism, Holmes is at 35.9% currently. Yep. Sorry, we'll catch up to the, we're about 10 minutes behind the comments. We'll zoom through these. Aaron, I got Zach Bailey 2 weeks ago. Oof, he has been disappointing. He has been. And he might be someone that is going down in money as well. Because I think he had a high-ish break even, 111. And he's at a 75 and then another low score. So he'll be coming down in price for those of us non-owners, which would be nice, but I just don't trust him. Don't know what it is. Gorn, how are you, mates? Would you take Butters 138? Mate, 100%. Lock in 138. Go and check out my I'm the Captain Now episode for this week, and you'll see my spiel at the start of that because I mentioned the amount of people that asked me whether or not to lock in Butters 130 last week or if they should gamble on going for a Pickett against the Eagles. And we know what happened, of course. Pickett had a shit one, and it was out of the blue. No one foresaw it coming. And if you went for that, he scored actually half the score, literally half the score of Butters. Butters 130, Pickett a 65. So it's just not worth the risk, mate. Like any of these guys can go down injured. They can get suspended. They can be put off their game like Pickett was when he hit the opponent head high and he got reported. And he was off his game, completely off his game. He got tagged as well, which I think was just compounded things. And yeah, it's just not worth the risk at all. I mean, Cherry could go 150. That's a 12-point difference. Likewise with Jackson. So it's just not worth it, mate. Lock it in every single day of the week. Jamie, I will definitely be moving Holmes down back. My back line is terrible. I think there's a common trend there. You can see with me, I've got Blamires at D6. And Lindsay's the other rookie at D5. So yeah, it's I think an area of most people's teams that it just falls down a little bit with regards to quality and deviation with scoring. Cheesy Bolton as an F3 still can't get respect from Damo. Mate, he's F3 now. Have a look at the end of the season. You would have asked me the same thing last year. Have a look at his. Let's go have a look. Let's go on a little excursion, Cheesy. Let's go on a little excursion. Let's go to memory lane with Shea Bolton. And it happens every year with Shea Bolton. Happens every year. So this bloke comes out. Oh, yeah, he's not. No, it's 2026, 2025. Didn't change. Comes out, and he had this patch in the middle of the season. 115, 102. He got a score of 5 there. I think he got subbed out or something. I don't know what it was. 114, 150. And people were trading him in. Oh, that's right, because his price dropped. And people jumped on him. They were like, yeah, 115, 102, 114, 150. He's back, baby. And I'm like, do not do it. Do not do it. Have a look what he scored for the rest of the season. He turned up once from rounds 14 to round 24. Twice, should say. Apologies, 24. So turned up twice from round 14 to round 24 in 10 games. And his price dropped even cheaper than actually what the lowest price point was at 439. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. Again, as we're chatting about the Discord, mate, you've got to be projecting forward. It's not about what they've scored until now. You've got to project forward. Otherwise, you'll just end up chasing points. But if you like him, get on him. But I say with confidence, don't touch him. Jonas, Bailey took Horn Francis, Bolton, Rankin, etc. All feast or famine. Yeah, very, very good phrasing there, mate. Horn Francis has been very disappointing as well. Tookie Miller's been, I think he's getting less CBAs now, so it's really impacting his score or his ceiling scores. But Rankin looks like, as I spoke about earlier, his CBAs are going through the roof over his past 3 games. So if that role maintains, I think he should up his floor and with that his ceiling as well and be a very nice buy. Rankin's got yes, very, very good point there, Wayne. He does indeed. So it might be worth holding out. Depends if you are impacted with his buy. If you are, then yeah, hold off, which I am. Jamie, I was starting to lose faith in McInerney, but tonight he restored it. Yeah, he did. He's a good scorer, McInerney, but he just has an issue with his ceiling scores. He doesn't have too many spike scores. They're few and far between. Otherwise, he would definitely be a top 6 averaging forward. I may be free for 30 to 60 minutes if you want a cheeky. Oh, 100%, Rook. In fact, let's grab, which by the time now, I'm probably about 10 minutes behind. And if anyone else wants to jump on after Rook, please feel free. This is the link in the chat we're putting here. And you can have a bit of a yarn with us about SuperCoach, about life. Let us know. And a bit of an update here. Do you prefer Coke or Pepsi? Here we go. So Coke at 50%, Pepsi with 30%, and neither with 20%. There you go. So it looks as though the difference between Pepsi and Coke is that 20% difference with neither. Classic. Jack, I now have my defense finished. Bringing in Blakey this week. I brought Zorko in last week for that cheap price, but also have Worrell, Clark in that range. Oh, okay, Clark in that range. Also, Sinclair and Roberts as my main primos. Decent defense. There are a couple of guys there that don't know if you can rely upon, like Clark and Worrell, who I've got and I know firsthand, but Zorko as well. I'd be worried about his old man calf muscle that is giving him grief at the moment. But yeah, just keep an extra trade up your sleeve just in case he goes down injured long term. As I've still got Dersma and Sartis, do we hold longer or ready to cut soon? Dersma, I've actually moved on, mate, because as I spoke about in the main podcast, he's hit his peak. A lot of rookies you'll find very rarely do they go beyond the 400k mark. And he's one of the few guys that just went across the 400k mark. So that there indicates that he's worth cashing out on. So if you have money in the bank, you can do it via another trade. Use him as a stepping stone up to a genuine primo. 400k to 600k, it's 200k difference. You can get around about that mark with a downgrade of a maxed out rookie with your second trade to go down to a fresh cash cow and put that in the head of Dersma and get into a primo. Now Sartis, I'm actually using as a sneaky little loophole. As you can see there with my team on screen, Anderson with his 71, I'm locking in ahead of gambling with Rechko and Cumming. So that's kind of the use that I'm getting Sartis or getting out of Sartis. But if you want to trade him out, I think you won't be begrudged in doing so because I think hell would have to freeze over at this point in order for Brad Scott to play Sartis. I don't know what he has against him, but it's a shit show. Jay, Sally mates, got the big Grundy VC and I'm projected at 2,500. Very nice. I know there's a lot of games left, but pretty pumped. Very nice, mate. You've started very well as well, and I think Grundy is the theme of those teams that have started well. G'day, punter. Sorry. I am the curse of bringing in players last 4 weeks of trades. Bailey, Rochelle, Pickett, and now McCluggage. I call it the Rugrats curse. Stay tuned to next week, mate. Let us know. Give us a heads up as to who you're bringing in or who you're targeting. And let us know because we might try and avoid them. But it feels that way, doesn't it? Where you bring in a player and they shit the bed first up, and you're like, "What have I done to deserve this?" I'm sure new owners of Dacos would be feeling that as well. He's shit the bed. Something shocking. Jack, finishing on that sentence, but I think Whitfield is getting further away and worrying me. either need Holmes, DPP, or Whitfield somehow. Can I give you my team name if you have? Yeah, for sure, mate. Let us know your team name, and we'll let you know. But Whitfield and Holmes, I think, are probably the ones to round out my defense personally. I've already got Whitfield, so Holmes will come in to either the D5 or D6 spot. It's vacant or will be vacant soon enough. And I don't know who to bring in beyond that, because Roberts is my newly minted primo defender I've got in my defense now. So I might be, maybe it's Wilkie. Maybe Wilkie at 400 odd K would be a nice D6, that's for sure. Wayno, chocolate in my stomach. There you go. Very good. I reference to, of course, chocolate in the freezer, fridge, or what do you call it? In the cupboard. Clifford, Coke, Pepsi Max for the win. You got to vote. If you haven't voted, make sure you vote. You probably might have in a few comments to come. So let's catch up. Coke, says Jamie. Now Pepsi Max. Just by the way, and Jonas is all across this, because every time he saw me crack a Pepsi Max on my podcast here with Liam, when he was on episodes, he would always remind me it's not good. And I know that. I know that for a fact it's not good. And it actually got to the point where I was having digestion problems and I couldn't figure out what the issue was. And there were a few days I actually didn't have Pepsi Max. I was having it maybe once every second day or thereabouts, once every third day. And I cut out Pepsi Max altogether. Totally fine. So Pepsi Max is pretty bad for your digestive system, that's for sure. Coke, it's pretty good. But meanwhile, I'm drinking Sunkiss at the moment. Kate's, no worries at all. I do like Rankin. Again, don't take it to the bank, because he does have that in his game where he can have low scores and stuff. But with regards to his role, it's indicating that he's going to, I think, increase in price and be a nice little bargain. That's my prediction anyway. So Kate says Coke. Rico Beno, take Lombard score every single day of the week, mate. What are you doing? 100%. If there was any other player you might be taking a risk on, maybe, but Philippou, no chance. Jace also had Lombard on field and he scored almost the same as Track, who I'm anti-potting until after the bye. There you go. Well, it's working in your favor, mate. We have Shane with Pepsi, Clifford with Coke, Darren with neither. Pepsi Max 2 is Jack. Kate says Coke. Wayne says Coke. Jack says, oh, there you go. You've just officially voted. Dr. Pepper does indeed, Dr. Pepper. Very underrated. There's actually another one, root beer. I think it's AN. It's like an acronym. It's AN something. A&M it might be. Root beer. Very nice. I discovered it when I was in the US on the honeymoon with my wife. Of course, with my wife, not with my cat. But yeah, it was great. And was a big fan of it. And actually discovered when we were at Disneyland in Florida, they had the root beer in a chapstick, which I might have to get because it was schmick and almost close to eating the chapstick, that's for sure. Cheesy, Coke and Pepsi aren't even in the same league, but both are a no for me. Global says Coke. Cheesy says neither. What are you drinking? What are you drinking instead, Cheesy? Pepsi Max. We do have someone in the back end. Let me get my headphones on, because otherwise you'll be getting some reverb. The Rook has arrived indeed. The Rook has arrived. So, ladies and gents, and I think from what I can see here, he is wearing his newly purchased headset. So let's give it a little bit of a whirl to see how it sounds, see how it looks, most importantly, because that's what it comes down to when it comes to audio and podcasting. How does he look? Here he is, the great man. It is Rook. How are you, good sir? Are you looking pretty good? You're looking pretty good.
Thank you.
It sounds nice as well. I like that. You got a very husky voice. Are you a bit under the weather?
I am recovering, so my voice is like 80% back, but it's got that, that smoker husk to it at the moment.
So. I love the smoker husk. Yeah, you haven't been smoking packs of smokes end on end. Did you? Because I know your little one was a little bit under the weather. Have you caught the same virus?
Yeah, it's kicked me ass. It's given me the man flu. So
Oh, jeebus.
But
Yeah,
no, it's fine.
tends to be
It's
that way.
fine. We're on the mend now, which is good. But yeah, just means we're meant to go away this weekend. Decided, yeah, probably against it until we're all well and good. First plane trip for Bubs, so we're like,
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
push it back until we're all healthy. Because after that, we're not trying to deal with the first chaos of a plane trip. But no, it's
yeah.
been good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, no, I understand. There's nothing worse, I think, than traveling when you've got a sickness. So I remember I was traveling back from India. I was working over in India with a couple of podcasters, The Great Cricketer. If anyone tuning in knows of them, very, very funny bastards. They were doing a comedy show or various comedy shows over in India during the World Cup. Came back, and on the plane ride back, it was, I can't remember who the airline one, but it was a budget airline. And you know, if you're on like the window seat and you look up and you have like, it's kind of where the oxygen comes in, and
Mm,
there's like a little slot, and it was just lined with filth, and I was like looking at that and I'm like, great, so I'm breathing in like recycled air, which is probably
mm-hmm,
pushing out other shit into my airways, which, mind
mm,
you, I'd just been to India, breathing in exorbitant amounts of toxins um and pollutants, because their pollution over there is next level, and played it with my asthma. I couldn't breathe in some places, it was that bad, and came back with a cold. Thankfully it wasn't COVID, but it felt like I had the flu then, and it was so shit, like eyes watering, couldn't
mm.
breathe out my nose. It was pretty bad, but yeah, probably a smart move by you, Rook. That's for sure. But hopefully
Yeah, I
yourself
thought
and
so.
the fam are going well.
I thought so. Well, yeah. If obviously on dad duty, so if Bub stirs and I disappear randomly, that's why.
Oh,
But I
yep,
thought
very
she's
important.
she's sleeping very very good at the moment, so I'm like, oh, I can probably jump on for 30 just
Very
to
good, very
pop
good.
in, say hi, do a Uno reverse. We'll flip the
Yes,
after dark. I'll jump on the Friday.
yes, the Friday knockoffs, and it was you must have read my mind, because 100%. I was literally thinking I should message you. I don't know if you're around, but because I hadn't seen you in before I got to your message, I was like, I wonder if Rookie's keen. And then when I saw your message, I was like, I might just have to. And then you beat me to the punch. Just like, I'm free and keen. I'm like, well, you don't have to ask me twice.
Amazing, amazing.
Very good. Now we're talking about, of course, just before we get into the less important discussion about
Mm.
Supercoach. Are you a drinker of Coke or Pepsi? And if you are, which do you prefer?
I am a Pepsi Max man.
Pepsi Max. There you go. See, it's
Mm.
underrated. It's
It
underrated.
is.
Now,
It is.
it doesn't cause havoc with your digestive system, does it?
I plead the fifth.
Okay. So, because they always say that the what is it, like the fake sugar or whatever they put in it. I don't
Mm,
even know if it's stevia, but it's whatever chemicals it is. And yeah, it is not good. It is not good for me. Even though I love Pepsi Max, the taste of Pepsi Max, I prefer that to the normal Coke. I just can't
mm,
have it anymore. So I'm on Pepsi, Coke, and as you can see, Sunkiss, which is quite a rarity. But the wife ended up having El Jana tonight for takeaway night. Solo Energy, very
mm.
nice. I haven't had that before. Just tastes like a normal Solo.
No, not even close.
Oh,
It's
really?
totally, it is false branding. Um, but it's all right. So the misso
Yeah.
bought it 'cause she's like, oh, I'm going back into the gym. She loves Solo, so she bought these, and she's like, this tastes nothing like Solo. This is trash. I was like, has
Oh,
it got
really? Yeah.
caffeine? I'll drink it.
Yep, exactly. I'll down that happily. Now, Solo is probably the one drink that I can't I don't enjoy, because I always liken it to I have a phrase for it. I call it heartburn in a can. It gives me instant heartburn.
Mm,
It's like
mm,
having pure lemon in a glass, mixed with some sugar, of course. But I just taste the bitterness of it and the acidity, and it plays havoc. But anyway, that's me. Cliff says, "Coke is like angels crying on your tongue. Love it." And before we get back into the Supercoach chat, firstly, how are you going, Rook? To start round 10.
oh yeah, it's been better. No, it's not
Even
not that bad. It's the pain of not one starting your good rucks that we should have done.
Yep.
That was the wrong call. Um, but it's my approach, because I did make the comment, and I'll elaborate on the comment that I made. I'm very much trying to pick off value. Like I got Houston, I
Yep.
got Worrell, I got Stewart. I've got McCluggage. I've gone Callahan this week. I went J-Mac and Bailey when they were cheap.
Yeah.
I'm trying to rush to get rookies off field before others as my kind of step up, which means I don't get to target your players like your Grundys, your Sherrys, your
Yeah.
Heathens, your Smiths. So it's painful when you see someone do a double ton and you're like, sick.
Yeah, great.
Great.
Oh, there's nothing worse. And even though I don't own Grundy, it's FOMO with the fact that he's kissed on the dick. Like all the matchups that he's had, absolutely insane. I think it was Wits. I think I mentioned earlier it was English, but Wits, I think it was 2 seasons ago, had that run where players would drop out like randomly a week. Like team sheets would come out, the inanimate carbon rod comes in as his opponent, and you're like, he's going to score a 200. And people jumped on him early days because he was a cheap price point and absolutely smashed it. But yeah, it's just craziness, absolutely craziness. And you feel like you've missed out. You do, don't you? It's like that FOMO.
I want to be part of the club.
Yeah, get me in, man. Get me in. Now let's continue on. Geez, I've got to catch up with some of these comments. Alrighty. Where are we? So Corey, went Blakey, Wayne, Miller, and Will Edwards for Lindsay, Farrow, and Myers. Almost was about to get Noble this week. Yeah, well, Blakey is a good pickup. Wayne Miller is an interesting one, but he's in good form. And Edwards is a rookie, so you've done pretty well. I think Noble's had an out of the box game. Don't know if he's going to be that primo to target longer term, but you'd take it if you're an owner.
Absolutely.
Wayne says Coke and Pop Rocks. No, I wouldn't be doing that. Be coming out both ends. Houseman, I can play Murdoch on field and keep the cash. We'll do that, mate, with your option that you had. 100%. I would be opting to do that just because the options. Did you have anything in mind with regards to? I think you had 388. I think is what he said to play with. Was there anyone that stuck out to you?
388.
Yeah, there wasn't really much when I was scrolling through. Anyone for a flex. So I'm 380. Yeah, I mentioned it could have been Henry, could have been, which I'm not too crash hot on. Because obviously the flex you need that player to be playing. And I'd much prefer to have Murdoch on field. But I guess you can have him on field if you're trading out whoever it was for whoever the player is you bring in for flex. But I'll leave you with it, Rook, and I'll continue on with the other comments. So we don't get snowed under.
I have to say Durham.
Oh yeah, he said he's missed out. I think he misses out on him by $700 or something. I think he said. So he was the only player that he couldn't get that he was keen on. Jakey, anyone?
I'm gonna. It's very, very silly. Very, very silly. Jump back into Jagger Smith.
Oh yeah, don't mind it.
I have a sneaky suspicion that with Voss gone, we're going to see the role that we've dreamed of with him. Yeah, that's built on nothing, by the way. I have no factual evidence to back that.
No, you're talking sense as a baggers man. That's part of the reason why I was keen to get Jagger back in because he was actually going to go for McCluggage in this week if Naz didn't depart through injury. So and begrudgingly so, I was going to make that trade because I think Jagger's probably got another 70k up his sleeve to make, push up towards 400k, and he's that sort of player where he can find the footy. He's like Dacos. He just stats pads and does it really well, and a great outside runner. And he'll be able to score well enough. I think he should average around about 80 odd, hopefully, here on out, and get to 400k, similar to what Dersma has done. That's my hope anyway. But yeah, potentially you could do that.
I got two more weird shouts. One is actually Foss. I think Foss is a decent one.
Who's that? Sorry, as in O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan. And I don't know if this sticks with Melbourne, but Max Heath actually looks pretty decent.
Yep. Yeah, I clicked on him before to check out his scores, and he's been scoring all right. Yep.
Otherwise, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah, just keep the cash and wait for someone else to come out and, execute the trade. next week. I mean, there's no real reason. I thought you might have had to have used that trade Houseman in order to, fund the other trades you're doing. But if you're not forced to, keep a boost up your sleeve and keep the money in the bank. And Field Murdoch for sure. Jakey, hey, I brought in Nick Cox in my mid. I got Lombard on my field instead of Pooh. Also, I swapped Edwards on the ground for Pooh and took Lombard's score. Grundy, no, I want him so much. Yeah, I think everyone else shares that pain, like I was saying before. Mm-hmm. If you're a non-Grundy owner, you just have complete fear of missing out, that's for sure. Copper, cola tastes like Listerine. Really? I can't see that, but each to their own. Corey, I have to take, and if for those people out there like Copper, if you're not a drinker of cola, what is your drink of choice? I'm keen to know. Corey, I have to take Rose's score this week due to doing the right loop as if Bont goes well as VC, as did the emergency wrong, wanted Jones emergency. Okay, what did he score, Roses? Let's have a quick squeeze. Can't even see him. Gold Coast. I'm looking at bloody Sydney. I'm looking at Sydney. He's at Gold Coast. Oh, no, it's Sydney, isn't he?
He's at Sydney. Sydney. He's just all the way at the bottom.
Oh my God, he's 24. Jesus. Yeah. Well, who have you got So you've got the VC on Bont. Is that what you're saying, Corey? And if Bont goes well, you're going to have to lock in Rose as a score in order to... Yeah, okay. Interesting. So he wanted Jones as the emergency instead of Rose as the emergency. That's annoying. There you go. I wanted Grundy this week, but Zorko being out, I couldn't. That sucks. Copper, he is a great guest. He's not just a good guest. He is a great guest, 100%. You are spot on there, Copper. He's always welcome around these parts. Cheesy, want an apology when Shay is, mate, I will 100% apologize. I will do it live on stream. He will not be a top 6 forward. I think there's too much competition. If he is, then good luck to him and to owners, but I'm not touching him. Jack, Bolton did not get subbed off in that score of 5. Go back and look. Oh, yeah, he played. Look at his minutes played. That has to be the lowest score in a full game ever. Gee whiz. Living in the past. God, come on, Cheesy. You're just trying to stir the pot, mate, and you're not stirring me. You're shaking me, but not stirred. Like a good martini. JD, would you trade in Baz next week, even with Jordan tag? He won't tag. I think you'll probably... What's your thoughts here, Rook? I think you'll go to Holmes, personally. But could he go to Baz? Being a Geelong man, a Cats man?
Yeah, it's an interesting one because it is almost a 50-50 split because you've got Baz, which is more influential from centre bounce. You got Holmes coming off halfback more often than not. I wouldn't be surprised if it flips and they just move to whoever's being more impactful. But you mentioned it before. I don't think Jordan's doing that great of a job as a tag.
No, it's been pretty putrid.
I think you just, like, if you really want Baz, don't do what I'm doing and pick off value. Just get these guys in. Just get them in.
Yeah, just get him in. And Baz, I think he's bottomed out now anyway. So like you have to you're forced to get him in, which is annoying. Like he could always punch out another low score or you'd hope as a non-owner and then he'd drop again. But I'm going to be maybe going down to a 99k rookie and like a Dirksen maybe in defense and using the money to try and get up to Baz. Because again, for me, it's FOMO. I can't get Grundy in because I've already got 3 ruckman, but he's the one man that I'm FOMO for is the Baz Link. Have you got Baz in your team or just Holmesy?
Just Holmesy.
Just Holmesy. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's good. Love Holmesy. Jack, Cheese, what have you smoked tonight? He's stirring the pot. He's taken the role of Jonas. Right? Jonas is normally stirring the pot massively, but he's mellowed out, Jonas. I must admit, in his wisdom. But yeah, he's stirring us. He's cheesy. Global Rankin gets the tag. Yeah, he could. That's the only thing to factor in. Yes, of course. Bolton 5 even beats the Watkins 7. I've already forgotten about Watkins 7, that bastard. I was actually looking at Watkins' price because I've got him in AFL Fantasy, and I'm like, I wonder what he still is in SuperCoach. I think he's around about 158K or thereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
So he's actually still at a decent price, but I think he punched out like a 40-odd score or 50 score.
Not even 33.
Yeah. 33. He must... Excuse me. I could have sworn I checked towards the end of the game. He must have dropped off a fair bit.
Mm-hmm.
What a classic. Jack, I got ranking in round 5 for Myers when he was injured and been pretty happy so far, being one average score of 70. But rest have been respectful and very big last week. Now, just quickly, Rook, what's the go with Myers? He's got a partially torn ACL from what I hear. What are the Cats doing if that's the case? Why are they playing him?
So it actually happened, to my knowledge and what I've been able to read about it. The actual tear was somewhat minimal, enough to the point where it didn't require surgery. And if it's anything, when I've done ligament tears and stuff like that, because I tore some stuff in my hand playing basketball, by the time that I got everything checked out, whereas it was like, oh, you could do surgery, it had already started healing, and I could play through it. I have a feeling it's a very similar situation with Myers, where like, oh, he's already on the mend, it's already healing, we'll just ease him back in and he can play through it. And then if it's a problem, we'll obviously opt for surgery. He looked fine. Like, he's obviously, taking it in quite slowly to come back to the level, came back through the AFL. I think he will work back up to, I don't know if he's going to be an option that we want to look at with that injury concern, because it could be like a Sam Cummings situation of it could just happen. It could take a hit, could just step wrong.
Yeah.
Like you look at how Myers kicks and he like pivots and then it's almost like a side kick. Like that's a lot of like flexing, which could potentially re-aggravate or re-tear. So it's unusual, but they clearly missed him. Like, we were pretty bad in transition. All those little cuts to the corridors, those little 45s and corridors, we couldn't do without Myers. So,
yeah,
I'm glad he's back.
He's a great little player. He's a great little player, that's for sure, Myers. He's messy for a reason, isn't he? He is Lionel. Right. As for me to get Roberts, I had to trade either Dersma or Lindsay. Well, I think given the chance, like, it's hard as well because I know you get attached to some rookies, like the ones that are really like good performing, and I try and hold them for as long as you can. But it gets to a point where you kind of, if there's no other decent rookies making cash, and as well as like in terms of forecasting ahead, not many decent rookies or cash cows on the horizon, you kind of have to deviate and be like, okay, well, I'll just be forced to trade a Dersma or a Lindsay or a Jagger Smith in order to go up to these high price guys like a Roberts, which, thankfully with Naz being out, it was I think it was 50K or thereabouts to go from Naz to Roberts. So it wasn't eating into my salary cap too much. But yeah, with Lindsay now sort of at that point, I might have to use him to try and get Baslinka into my team. It's kind of that point. And the issue is you go down to another rookie, and if that rookie you're trading out like a Dersma or Lindsay's on field, the replacement for them, they're not going to be scoring as well as them. The odds are. So you have to kind of offset that with, well, the points that you're getting from the primo you traded, the Uber primo you're trading in, is going to offset things. Are you going to get a positive result as a whole out of things? So yeah, it's one of those things you've just got to grin and bear it, really. But yeah, if you have the chance to go for a Roberts via a Dersma or a Lindsay, I would definitely take it, especially Lindsay. I mean, if he's already in defence, so I imagine you might have him in the midfield, but if he's in your defence, easy upgrade to Roberts. Jack, still got Jagger and Flex also just after that spike game, but my plan is to swing him to Cherry either next week or after. Very good plan. Very, very good plan. When did you trade Jagger from your team, Brooke?
I beat you a few weeks ago now, actually. I'm going to look at my trade history. When did I trade him out? Round 7.
Round 7, okay. There you go. Yeah, it's. I'd like to say, well, his ownership has come down a fair bit because he was like the highest owned player in the game. So yeah, you're probably with the majority there. I reckon I'm with the minority that still have him. Thankfully, in my case, but yeah, just through circumstance and luck more than anything. Otherwise, he would have been out. Darren, hope Bolton makes you eat your hat, horny man. Oh, horny man. Sorry, there's no comma there. I thought he was directing it to
I thought he was
someone
calling
called
you the
horny
horny
man.
man.
Oh no, I'm the horny one. Okay. Although I did say in the stream on Blue Baggers Edge last night that I wasn't wearing anything from here down because people were kindly giving us super likes, the wife and I said I felt like a bit of a stripper, and I said the pole behind me, which you can't see on the stream, there is the cat scratching post. I said that's not just a cat scratching post, and then people started throwing more money at me, and it's multi-purpose indeed. So Darren, you've said, hope you eat your hat. Horny man is worse. Talk about false primo. Bolton has had a consistent year so far. You've got to get. We'll give him that. We'll give him that. But if the season ended now, I would say yes, he's a top 6 forward. But I'm not confident in any way, shape, or form. Cliff got VCR and Grundy, but no certain loop. Ooh, gonna have to use Jacks, the Dogs, or Hannaford from the Giants. Both are emergencies. I'm having flashbacks of CZ 2 weeks ago where I got screwed over. Now, did you get screwed over by that as well, Rook? Is that my memory serve correct?
Yep.
Yeah, that screwed me over in fantasy. And thankfully, I was saved by the new rule in fantasy, which is like if a player plays below a certain percentage time on ground, you actually have your emergency subbed back on. So I was so thankful that was the case. But yeah, it meant that it stuffed things up regardless anyway. But yeah, something to just, you have to be across, really, Cliff, in your case there. Chances of both guys coming in is pretty slim, I would say. Probably I don't see Jacks coming in at all. I don't think there's any guys underdone or on the cusp. You'd have to have someone getting injured in the warm-up. Knock on wood for you, mate, it doesn't happen. But yeah, just have a contingency plan up your sleeve if you can. When do the Dogs and Giants play? That's probably something else to factor in. Is it tomorrow or is it?
Yeah, Dogs.
So Dogs are tomorrow against Carlton.
Giants are the last game.
Yeah, so it should be fine. I think if you're stuffed up with Jacks as a late in, hopefully you've got like a Jackson or you could probably even put the captaincy on Bont in that case. Then if you don't want to take the risk with Hannaford, but I'd probably still risk it. And then yeah, then you'll have to just grin and bear it when it comes to Hannaford because he's playing in the last game. But yeah, I think you'll be fine. You'll be all good, Cliff. There's always that worry there, 100%. Wayne, I heard Sardis took Scott's parking bay at the hangar. Sounds like he's done more than that. He slept with his wife. He's, I don't know, ordered his coffee and it was the wrong order or something. I don't know. It's an accumulation of things by the sounds of it. He just hates him. It's crazy. G'day, Mike. Was getting Grundy and L. Smith until I get bevoed. Yeah, I was eyeing off Smith as well as a bit of a smoky, but couldn't afford to use one of my trades on him. So I was thankful that it didn't happen because he might be someone to identify. Because I don't know if you heard, Rook, that maybe English might be out for longer than a week.
Yeah,
which is no real surprise considering he's had a few.
Protocol for him is quite extensive now because the last time he did it, I think he was out for 3 and then did a hammy, and then was concussed. Or it was a big stint on the sideline, so they're taking like a lot of precautions with him.
And I haven't seen the vision, but I was told that it was virtually like a glancing sort of whiplash type thing, but it wasn't like a full-on contact where you're like, this guy's concussed straight away. It was like, okay, that's a bit weird, which isn't good. And it reminds me so much of McCartan when he was at the Swans and he got knocked out literally by like a hip and shoulder and he was on the ground and he was like, oh, okay. You're like, is he all good? Like, no. When you're in that state and your brain can't take, the normal knocks, that's pretty scary. So hopefully he's all good. The good old English breakfast. Corey, Pepsi Max over Coke. There you go. We still have votes coming in. Las Pistolas with a Coke vote. Punter targeting LDU after his Byron Roberts. Very, very nice. Come on, gang. All cool drink is garbage. All cool drinks is... What do you mean? What are you drinking then in that case? Quality H2O, Mike? What's your preference? What's your preference, Rook, of the sugary drink variety?
Oh, for just anything that has caffeine. I'm not picky. Not
Are
picky.
you a fan of iced coffee?
Yes. I prefer ice break over dare.
Yes.
Only because they do a protein iced coffee.
Oh, I see. So you get the double hit there. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
very nice. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of Farmers Union iced coffee. And then it's probably Big M for me. Big M iced coffee.
Yeah.
Just loaded with sugar, Big M. But gotta love it. It's very nice.
Farmers Union is a good shout. They're good.
Yeah, they're very, very nice. Shane would explain why I look like Humpty Dumpty. Are you talking about your preference of drink there, Shane, or is that another reference that I've missed? Darren, I brought LDU in. He has been so consistently consistent. Geez, I like that, consistently consistent. Hope he keeps it going. Your thoughts on him? Yeah, I do like. Have you got LDU in your team, Rook?
I wish. I was going to start him too.
Yeah.
I was like,
I started in the previous season and just didn't come on. But he's been going well.
A little bit annoyed. But that's okay.
Like, look at his scoring there. It's actually been, very, very consistent, apart from that 71. And it means now he's at a decent price point for those people that might be keen on him. He's had very nice ceiling scores. Like, his floor, apart from 71, has been 115. Or 112, sorry. So
he's taking it to a whole other level. So good.
Craziness. Yeah. I mean, it probably helps that Shees has elevated his game as well, because previously he'd be getting tagged week after week and just allows a bit more freedom to him, which is good. That's the one I was thinking of, Wayne. A&W, the root beer, I think it is, which I got randomly through, where was I? On the way back from Seymour. We stopped in at a servo and it was there. And I was like, it was Dr. Pepper, it wasn't traditional Dr. Pepper. It was like Dr. Pepper, something and cherry. It was like cherry and vanilla or something. I'm like, no, I'm not going to go for that. And went for A&W. It was actually quite nice, but it tasted flat, must admit. So I don't know if it was been sitting there for years on end, being imported from Texas, I think it is. So, yeah. Jamie, I've had LDU since round 3 and he's been great. Great, Darren. Only one score under 100. Yep. Wine and more wine. There you go, Mike. That's your drink of choice. The Woohoo Review. How are you, mate? You've joined us. Hope you're well. House man, Miley Cyrus voice. Is talking about you. That's a good comparison there, House man.
I like that comment. That's good.
That's comment on the night. That one. That's a ripper.
Start breaking down singing some Hannah Montana.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you sing us the line of "I can buy myself flowers"?
No.
Very good, Jamie. Jamie says, "G'day there, rookie."
Jamie, good man. Oh,
Mike,
Dad,
g'day, son.
How are you, Dad?
G'day, son. You still sound crap. Have you not been taking your honey and lemon?
No.
You got lemon. You got lemon ticked off because you got the solo.
Well, yeah, I've also got soothers here, so I'm trying.
You're trying, yeah. That'll get you through. Daz, Bog Boy so far is Henry Stewart. Stewart is lost without him. Happy days. Yep. There you go. A Cats man.
Even if Henry plays in the forward line, apparently just having Henry in the team, Stewie's like, I'm complete, and just goes nuts.
Yeah, there's always players like that, isn't it? They just unlock the potential, and especially the SuperCoach side of things for for specific players, and you're like, yes, finally.
Yep. I mean, I'm not going to I thought the Henry playing back is what opens up Stewie to be that roamer where he can just roam to the pack and intercept and do all that. Turns out kind of, but not really, because Henry was sent forward to do a job on Andrews and Leicester. That was the whole point of sending Henry forward, was to kind of negate Andrews and Leicester. And then Stewie still did his thing. I was like, how deep does this conspiracy theory run?
Exactly right. I think he just needs him in the team for moral support. Maybe that's what the tonic is. Gives him a good pep talk pre-game. Now, is this Jonas? Copperlock SuperCoach, Headset Brothers, Damon and Copperlocks. Are you forever known as Copperlocks?
No, well,
is this the first you're hearing of it?
This absolutely is Jonas, because I'm pretty sure he was one of the first last season to call me Goldilocks.
Oh,
So
I see.
100% this is Jonas.
Jonas, just off the chain yet again. My word. Shane, nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Budget airlines, yeah, well, that's referring to, geez, I'm so far. Just when I think I'm catching up to the messages, they just keep like piling up. It's insane. Reminds me of when I was working at bloody Carlton. And you get through an edit and you're like, here you go. You got to go out to training, film this. You got to edit this. Oh my God. Just a job with endless tasks that keep piling up. Budget airlines are not good. Corey, Grundy got scaled up to 203. It's always a treat when you're an owner, but not so much when you're a non-owner. A&W root beer is, when it's not out of date, which I think mine was, but still tasted good, shows how good a drink it is. Jack, you've done it, mate. Jack, you have joined the status of legends. You are a legend as it is. You don't need this to be known as a legend, but you've gone to God tier, Jack. So thank you so much for joining as a member, mate. You are an absolute legend. You support us across, again, multi-channels. One of the few that do so, and we appreciate all of your support, mate. So thank you so much. You are a kind man. And let us know how long you're sticking around in Queensland, because I think you said you're back home for a little bit. But I didn't quite catch last time you were on as to when you're heading back up to the Scandinavian side of the world. So keen to hear, but hope you're well, man. Hope you're well. Woohoo Review says Coke. Give us a one, type one in, mate, and it'll add to the never-ending poll. Kobe, hey lads, my lord isn't Grundy a miss for this week? Haha. But love me some Blakey. Geez, a few people got on Blakey. Were you ever keen on him, Rook?
I was trying to put everyone on Blakey this week, and I was literally Thursday night. It was because we spoke about getting attached to rookies, like your Durs, your Smiths, and I'm attached to Bruin as my Geelong bias. I was like,
yes.
I think he's going to do well, especially with Warple out. I was like, I think he's going to get more involved, which he did. Like, I was somewhat right. I asked for a 95. I think we got a 90. So, you take what you get. I, for a minute there, had Edwards and Blakey as my trade-ins.
Ah.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll go really potty. They're like, no. Strictly value. You have to get Callahan. It's because also Blakey also puts me at 5 primos on that buy.
Oh, yep.
So I was like, Callahan, I'm still like, I'm targeting Taranto to help balance our buy structure. I think Taranto is going to be nice and cheap for us. And very decent.
Yeah, Taranto isn't one that I've been checking out. Let's have a quick squeeze. 512, dropped 29k on the weekend. Break even at 142. And yeah, it could be a nice little pod, that's for sure. 1.1% owned. Very nice. Don't mind it.
With
there
my
you go.
structure, I'm not. I know we said it last week that like this week I have to get in Bond. Still not in the team. Roberts.
Yeah. Well, Roberts was the one that I had FOMO for as well, and I had to get him in. When Nas was out, I'm like, I'm not going to be gobbling up a score from Selwood and bustling it for the next 3 weeks. So it's just it speaks for itself. So he came in. Otherwise, I would have been crying. I think looking at him, looking at Baz. As much as you say that you try not to be influenced, it's that fear of missing out that you're like, I just need him. Just need him on my team.
I'm too far into it now, where it's just like I've committed to the value. I'm just going to get my team full of fake primos, and then whatever luxury trades I have after that, then I'll grab whoever. But I also am just curious to see how far I can get without the big dogs.
Yeah, well, that's a good point as well. And like, I reckon you got to remember as well, those people that actually jumped on these Uber Primos at their highest price point, they got the sugar hit virtually with these big scores first up. But as the season goes on, they'll have less salary cap to actually be able to spend on more of these Uber Primos. And you've jumped on the value Primos when they've been at the low price point. Later in the season, they'll be at a high price point. They won't be able to afford those Primos. And you'll start to bridge the gap and then hopefully overtake, which is kind of the theory of jumping on these value options, which is what I've done as well with Callahan. It's a theory. It's a theory. It's
going to work out, but it's a theory.
Yeah, no, it'll work. It'll work. It's it just comes down to a bit of luck and, those value primos not actually being shit. Whereas I think McCluggage had a bit of an off game, but I still think he'll be a decent scorer. He's got the role, which is all you ask for. And I reckon he'll bounce back next. But I don't know who Brisbane have got, but yeah, they'll bounce. He'll bounce back. Woohoo Review says Coke, and then he says, "Oh, drink. Yep, still Coke. Very good, mate. Very, very good." Jack wanted to sub, mate, as a member. I've supported your channel for ages and love the effort and vibe you always bring. Well, thank you, Jack. As I said, you're a legend, mate. You didn't need to. And yeah, it just shows how much of a quality human you are, mate, and supporter of ours. Very much, if you're ever down this way, down in Melbourne, love to catch up for a drink. Likewise as well, Rook, with you. I know you're out Geelong way, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
We have to convene at some point.
Absolutely.
Whether it be end of season or even the start of next season. Because I know they don't do the SuperCoach launch party anymore, but when they used to do it, they had it like down in Richmond last time, I think it was, a couple of seasons ago. And I met DR for the first time and a few others, which was great. So in lieu of that, I reckon we should all try and catch up. And put on a little bit of an event, even maybe. I don't know. Could we all do it? And then punters can come along and just join in the frivolity. Jack says Rook not on the monsters tonight.
Nah,
he's turned into a monster.
Smaller. Yeah, I am the monster now. It's wild that After Dark isn't sponsored by them. I'm trying to get on the smaller ones so I don't drink too much. Just try to better my health.
Yeah.
But if I was really trying to better my health, I'd stop playing SuperCoach. So
that's a fair point. Yeah, just preserve the mental health. That's for sure. And the stress, the cortisol that it gives you. So you are an enjoyer of energy drinks. Is that what I take from this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't smoke. I drink socially when I'm out, but I normally just don't drink. And you don't smoke, don't drink. But my vice is eating shit, which is not good. So it's kind of like, at least that's my one thing. I tick one of the 3 boxes. But energy drinks is one thing that I try to avoid as well because I got scared off them. I don't know who it was. I can't recall who it was, but they were talking about like the impacts it can have on your body, this, that, the other, and filled with caffeine and sugar and all the chemicals and shit they put in it.
Mm-hmm.
But they taste good. I remember there was, I don't know if I think it's the Monster, I think, no, I think it is Monster. It was one they used to have when I was working at, I was working the graveyard shift at SEN when they used to be located down Richmond way. And I'd work from 11 at night until like 4 in the morning. And I'd go across to 7-Eleven, which was literally just across from where their studios were, and get a Monster. And it was literally just pure sugar, but it tasted so good. And it kept me up, which was great. But that was probably the last few times that I've had energy drinks.
Yeah, it's not a good habit to get into. I had it since high school, and it makes sense why. Like, there's some what's the word I want to use? Some untamed ADHD.
Yeah.
So the caffeine balances things for me. Like I don't actually get like a massive like. I envy people that get shakes from having like a coffee. Caffeine included. I'm like, I wish.
It does. I'm exactly the same. It does not touch the sides when it comes to any caffeine impact. I love coffee, but I'm also just drink coffee for just the taste, really. It used to be like the social element as well back in uni days. But now it's just like, if I have the hankering for a bit of a taste of a coffee, I'll go for that instead of a tea of the morning, which I love a tea as well. But yeah, that's
when I knew I
energy
became
drinks.
an adult. I looked forward to like back in the younger days where I used to smoke. Sunday mornings, sit outside with a coffee, and a robe with a ciggy. It was bliss. That's what I knew. I was like, oh, I'm an adult now. I like coffee.
I've hit the peak in life. Yeah. Copper Locks, aka Jonas. Don't drink. Yep, this is definitely Jonas, because Jonas always swore me off drinking Pepsi Max. Don't drink that poison. Drink beer like a real person. 4X is elite. I don't think I've ever tried 4X in my life. I don't know about you, but
I think I've tried it once.
It's more of a Queensland drink, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a Queenslander drink, absolutely.
But No, I will say in terms of other drinks and beers, the first beer I ever tasted, which is probably the most rank beer I have tasted, and I was close to vomiting. It was that bad. Carlton Cold. I don't know if you ever try. I think they're still around somewhere, but putrid, pure
Mm,
piss, terrible.
mm,
Outside of that, VB. I cannot stomach VB at all. I don't know what
yeah.
it is. I don't know if you enjoy it or if you're much of a beer
Nah,
drinker, but
nah, I can't do it. My first alcoholic beverage was I don't know how popular they are now. A Smirnoff Double Black.
oh yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that was
That was
dangerous
that. Yeah,
because
that was my first drink. Was a Double Black. I'm like,
yeah,
"Ugh," but it did not
it just
start off
tastes like pure
well.
sugar. Yeah, because
Pure
you're just like
sugar,
this is
strong
so
as
easy.
shit. 16
Yeah,
years old. Like, oh yeah, no
of
worries.
course.
Nah, don't do it.
Yeah, there was that. Then I remember trying UDL in my early years as well,
Oh
which
yeah,
again was just like a cheap sugary drink,
yeah, yeah.
um, different flavors. But Wayne says he liked the Storm energy drink, kiwi fruit. There you go.
Interesting.
We're here review. You got to take the lead and let the others follow. What was that in reference to? I don't know. Jamie, I used to be a Coke freak, but now my go-to is apple juice. There you go.
Solid. I like apple juice.
Very nice. Brian, I'd like $1 for every time a Marty gets both hands of the ball, but can't stick them. I know. Wet weather tonight, I know, but if I was a Swans fan, I'd be sick of seeing it by now. Which, mind you, Carlton's already been linked to a Marty. If he plays in the navy blue, my God, he's frustrating to watch as a non-Swan supporter. I could not imagine watching him playing for my own team. So, Carlton, I'd much prefer to have Michael Voss back as senior coach than have a Marty in our forward line. Oh my
That's a
God,
big
because every
shame.
single time, oh, it is, it definitely is, but he's not much of a footballer, and Marty. He's had some like some decent games, but by
Mm.
and large, he's just potential and hasn't stuck it. Cheesy, just water for you. There you go.
I don't believe it
You
for a
are.
second,
No,
Chase.
nor do I. Look at that face in the avatar. Is that a bloke that says to you, "Just water for me, Damo," and you're believing it? No way. Come on, cheesy. Can't fool us. Trade out Blamires or Grill. Rook, who would you go
I'd probably
for?
go Grill. I think Blamires has a 60 break even. Grill's
Yep.
slightly higher, and Blamires seems to have some, oddly enough, some decent job security. Yeah, you got managed/omitted for that one game, but he's the first one in, so
Yep.
looks pretty fine. I'd hold
Yep.
Blamires. I think he's fine. He'll have a spike game if he keeps his
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. He's been scoring around about sort of 60 odd anyway. He's been averaging decent enough as which I've got at the moment as a D6. So I'll take that every single day of the week. Jonas, he's back again under his usual name. You can't fool us, Jonas. Water with hydrolyte tablets. Apple black currant is the best drink. Jeez, it's very healthy of you, Jonas. I traded Jagger for Sart. Oh no, for Sardis. What a waste of a trade and cash potential. We've all been there. We've all been there in some way, shape, or form with a different player, but same circumstance. Houseman, I still got Jagger. Traded around him, maybe DPP. Yes, he might get forward DPP because Voss, that's the one thing he's probably given us. He's gifted us upon departure. Jagger as a mid-forward DPP would be very nice. Daz, do you need a hanky or a tissue, boys? I only got yourselves to blame. Haha, get on the Grundy trade. It's never too late. But it is too late for me. I can't get him. Unless I'm trading out a Gorn. Oh, no, that'd be too sideways. I couldn't do that. Couldn't do that. But yeah, we just don't have the money. If you want to give us some coin, Daz, we'll happily get him in our team. And a trade.
Yeah, I mean, I've got McAndrew there still, so I could try to force him in, but I'm not a fan of. I'm just going to stick fat to my theory. So,
yeah,
if it works, it works.
Back it in.
Doesn't, it doesn't.
Exactly. Jonas says, Rook, what's your projected? Still got the white flag.
White flag's been dismantled by my daughter, who was sitting at the desk with me last week. That's fun. She grabbed it and went. My projected is 23-28 at the moment, which I'm seeing some 24s. So I'm not feeling too hot about it, but the cup matchup is going to be quite close.
So you're still in the cup?
Still in the cup. My opponent has gone Pickett, Bond, Richards, Roberts as concerns as uniques. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm not feeling too. Their projections are lower at the moment because they got to field Bond, Kirch, and Philippou. They had the horny man, but they got the 61 off him. But I'm saying that, and I'm sitting here with a Bailey and McLuggage who didn't even touch 60. So it's not looking great. I wouldn't be surprised if he knocks me out this week, but it's okay.
yeah, I got knocked out last week, so happens to the best of us. That's what I'll stick with anyway. It's a good shout here from Declan. DCAM at 400k with West Coast next. Going to be interesting, especially if Oscar Steen is out for a little while. It means that DCAM gets that monopoly back on the number one ruck. So if you're after a cheapie, but he's ruck only, isn't he? DCAM. So
I believe so.
yeah, I don't. If you got McAndrew, maybe, but McAndrew, what's he priced at? Is he priced around about that mark?
377 at the moment with a 53 break even. So you could probably do it like literally just you're not going to make or lose cash by going McAndy to DCAM.
Yeah, you'd be using him as a bit of a playing cash cow in a sense because he's lost 194k. Could you perhaps ride him? I mean, he started at 602, but you'll make 100k at minimum. Could you ride him as sort of a left field, cash generator, whilst hopefully he can score okay, and then pivot across to maybe a Grundy or someone else? Maybe if you need an extra cash injection avenue without an actual traditional cash cow. Maybe. Corey, as only have Edwards from Essendon as loop. Okay, yep, that late to do Bont, but have White from Melbourne. Thought I didn't have to go Butters, VC, Bont, and C. VC, Bont, and C is Jackson. Okay. Well, Jackson will be decent enough, I think. Macca, hey, Legends, just wrap up the round already. I've sent enough Gorn over Grundy. Might haunt me for the entire season. Grundy getting gifted with his reject shot ruckman, I know. It shits me. Like, I've got the other three big ruckmen. Can we at least have one of those three guys to have the same kiss on the dick treatment that Grundy is getting? Come on. God. It's annoying. Jonas Holmes played center bounce the whole first half and defense running in the second half. Hopefully he continues in the next game because then he should stay at his same percentage, 50% midfield, 50% defense, and he'll be around about 34 point whatever it is percent and get the DPP. Let us hope. Let us dream. The Woohoo review. At what point during the season do you bring in dead DPP rooks instead of cash cows if you have full 23 primo by round 17 and only 3 to 4 trades left? I don't know about you, Rook, but I try not to do it anytime before the midway point of the season, or at least before the buys. After the buys, that's kind of the point where you've got the mid-season rookie draft having come and gone, and you can jump on those extra rookies that come out of the woodwork. And then after that, any other rookie that's kind of rearing their head, they're kind of jumping in as like a replacement in teams, AFL teams, that is, for suspensions and injuries and everything else, but they're not rusted on best 23 rookies. So chances are they'll be in the team for a couple of weeks, then they'll drop out, and they're not traditional cash cows in that sense. So you might as well just go down to a bottom price rookie that's a non-playing player, and you'll be in the same situation anyway, but you're not paying for a rookie that's 20, 30, 40k more expensive for those ones that may be in the team for a couple of weeks and then drop out. So it's after the mid-season buys, traditionally for me. But I went early on one. I went for Liam Reedy on the off chance that he sticks around in the team, but I kind of knew that he was going to be out of the team anyway. Use him as a bit of a loophole, as well as DPP swing with Oscar Steen, which, as fate has worked it out for me, Oscar Steen might be out for the rest of the season, and I've got another 0 coming up. But
looks like he's going to need a full ACL reconstruction.
Yeah, so it's not going to be good at all. But I don't know if there's anything different to what I said there for you, Rook, in terms of what you do.
It's very similar. I mean, like, I don't know why we're looking at bringing in dead rooks. I've already got 2 now. I've got ZZ and now Steen. So why bring them in when you can just have them already?
Yeah, in preparation for them to be dead rookies.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like, you guys must be doing pretty well if you have to get in a dead rookie for a loop. Like, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, exactly right. Doing very well. Kobe Bannister, track will be a nice price after his buy with a couple of 90-odd scores. Yep, he would be for a non-owner. Trusty, how are you, mates? Hey, gents. Hope life's treating you well. I'm taking Anderson's 71. Who to feel between Rechko and Cumming? Damo, feel free to answer in Arnie's voice if your choice is the latter of the two. Well, you could go for Rechko, who could score well, and then you could be Cumming. You could be Cumming D and 8. Or you could just go straight Cumming and just be Cumming after that. But I don't know, because I'm in the same boat there. As you can see with my team, I've got the same three guys on the bench. But I'm taking Anderson's score and not having to make that choice, thankfully. So I don't know. Rechko's looks more consistent compared to Cumming, which has kind of had that, the deviation in his scores. He's got the 80 odds, then he's dropped down to the 34, whatever it was, which was putrid. I would probably go Rechko, but maybe have a look at your matchup. If you're concerned with your head-to-head leagues as well, have a look to see who your opponent is fielding, and if you need to match their, I guess, the play that they've got on field. If you need to, I guess, guarantee a win if you're already ahead, and if you don't need to make up ground, then just match whoever they've got. Otherwise, if you need to make up ground, go the opposite to what they've gone. I'd just probably be led by that more than anything. Otherwise, flip a coin. But for me, I'd probably go Rechko if I had to choose. Maybe Rechko. I don't know. But you, Rook, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm probably going Rechko. I think the role is more consistent. They're clearly finding a spot for him. Like, he's the one that moves. Like,
yep.
Unprecedented. Like, we didn't see it coming. But I think Rechko's role is unwavering at the moment, which means that there's probably more likely you can predict what's going to happen, and he seems to be averaging. He's going to give you at least a 65. Like, we just saw Cumming do nothing last week when that role was taken away from him. So I'd probably back in Rechko. But why question it? You got a 71 from Anderson. I wouldn't even play games. I'd just take Anderson.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it says it's weird because he says he's taking Anderson 71, but then who to field. So I don't know if it's a non-related question or if he said, "Hey, I'm taking 71," but I don't know.
Probably has one more spot that he has to play one of them.
Assume he's got one more spot.
Rechko in.
Yeah, you wouldn't go for.
So I'm coming day and night.
You wouldn't be going for him, would you? Just have to roll it out.
It's probably just a little. That's it.
That's what it was last week. It was just,
yeah.
And then she was like, "Is that it?" Yeah. Sorry.
Is that it? Is that all you got?
It's like it's like Jim from American Pie. He's like, no, I got reserves.
I'm dehydrated. Leave me alone.
Trusty-o, how on earth was Kerno paid that mark? I think in the second quarter. Geez, Alou, horrible decision, but not as horrible as he shot. I actually missed that because I tuned in late. I was flicking back and forth between games and didn't see. I don't know if you saw that, Rook, but classic Kerno, no doubt. Shout out to the greatest journeyman to ever play the game, Tom Campbell. Yes, 15-year career for 58 games. I saw the AFLPA put out a post today because he's retiring to allow Melbourne to. Is it Melbourne? I don't know where he is at the moment. He's Melbourne. He's Melbourne. So I don't know. Yeah, he's allowing them to open up a spot to get a rookie in the mid-season draft, which is very commendable from him. But 58 games in 15 years. That equates to 3.8 games per season. What a journeyman. That's incredible.
He's a great
Probably the biggest journeyman of all. Jamie, be careful with the Bont this week. I brought him in. Oh, no. So he'll shit the bed for sure. No, he's playing my mob, mate. Lock him in for a 200. No, he won't get 200, but could go for a big one.
I don't understand. He somehow has a bad record against you guys.
I know. It makes no sense because we don't normally tag him. So it's a strange one. I don't know what it is. Jack Rook, your Cats were too good for my Lions last night. You have an impressive record at the Gabba. Off the top of my head, wet conditions suit you so much more. You would have been happy with the win.
Oh, I'm surprised off a 5 day break, 5 day break too in that weather. Like, yes, I would agree totally about the wet weather. Like, it's Victoria, like, and Geelong specifically, we get it all the time, so they're probably a little bit more conditioned to it. But it was the 5 day break that was concerning for me. I also think you guys not having Zorko was a massive impact.
Yeah,
Like,
played out.
anyway, we'll take it. Absolutely, we'll take it. We clearly have some vengeance after losing to you in the finals, so.
Yeah, exactly right. You have a bit of payback to dish out, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Trusty, this is back on the beverage or the chocolate drink chat. Trusty says, dare do a 45-gram protein loaded espresso. It's disgusting. Is it just like a block?
Good.
It's disgustingly good.
I'm gonna have to suss that out.
That's crazy. You just like open it up and like pour it out, and it comes out like as one block. Yeah, it's just block of protein. Classic. Woohoo! What happened to classic chocolate milk? That was peak humanity. Yeah, I don't know. Is that still around? Classic chocolate milk? I thought it maybe just in milk bars. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't spotted it
like,
at Coles or Woolies.
If I'm getting Chucky milk, you can't. It's always Big M. There's never not Big M.
The OG. Milk. Mind you, my wife, she had some of her friends around from Mother's Group today, and one of them has a penchant for chocolate milk, which I found really interesting because it's more of a male thing where, like, you know, guys like, I love a chocolate milk. And she bought it from the supermarket. I'm like, is that for me? Like, I'll take it. And she's like, no, it's from one of my friends. And she pulled it out today, and I was in the kitchen. She's like, do you want a glass? I'm like, absolutely. You don't have to ask me twice. But I have to check what it is because I must admit, it wasn't the nicest chocolate milk. It wasn't a Big M, but it had a bit of more of a cocoa flavor to it as opposed to just a sugary goodness of Big M.
Maybe
and I was like, I appreciate that, but
natural. Oh, actually, the Misso brought home a coconut milk Rocky flavor.
Oh, that's the. Yeah, that's the. What's it called? I forget the name. I've actually got some in the fridge, but it's been sitting there for ages because my wife was drinking it when she was pregnant. Yeah. Keep the fluids up. It's actually quite nice, must admit.
Wasn't too bad. She's like, oh, I drink it. I was like, what did you do to it? Because I just got home from work. She's like, oh, I made you a drink. I was like, I'm suspicious.
What if you poisoned it with Coca-Bella? I think it is. Is that the one? Is it Coca-Bella? It's like the blue. Yeah. Very, very nice. Punter, that was my warning for others not to trade in LDU or Roberts due to my Rugrats. Oh, there you go. Well, I've just brought Roberts in.
That's good. That's good. Roberts is unique in my matchup. I hope he shits the bed.
No! Sorry. Trusty, the new Dare Intense Espresso is great. He's a big fan of Dare. He's Trusty. VC Grundy, following my gut, playing Lombard 90 on field, straight up. My Lord. That's SuperCoach caffeine right there. There you go. He's got the cowboy hat as well. Look at that.
I like to see it.
He's channeling your cowboy confidence there. Sesto had traded in Henry as a downgraded rookie from Jack Carroll. He swung Marshall to forward, and however have had to pivot that to 99K, which is Wyatt from Melbourne, to take Lombard's 90 and Grundy's VC. Feels a no-brainer. Yep, I think that's pretty fair. It gives you a season-long loophole in White. So very, very nice there. Sesto, Chowboy hat, says Jonas. Sesto had traded in Henry. That's the same one, I think. Yep, same. Just rephrase it. I think you might have deleted the previous comment. With a review, I missed your top 6 forwards, Damo. I brought in Zach Bailey for a 75 and 52. Don't know how to rage out of it.
You don't.
Missed my top 6 forwards. I don't know what you mean there. In terms of I think last week we went through our top 6 predictions, might have been, for our forwards, but those last 2 spots, I mean, even last 3 spots, I mean, Sheasel, Petrarca, Pickett, beyond that, Flanders maybe. But then there's so many. There's Yeah, a blanket that you could throw over so many players there. Zach Bailey, Jagger, if he gets the forward, could he turn into it? No, you won't. He won't be a keeper. But imagine the
Imagine
scenes.
under the new coach.
Um,
Imagine it's a possibility.
oh, yeah, it's true. Exactly, good old phrase. Corey, 2 weeks ago, I went on a jet to holiday to Portugal. Are you taking the piss, Corey, or is that real? That's a good trip. How'd you enjoy it? If that's the case, I haven't been to Portugal. Have you been there, Brooke?
Have I been to Portugal?
To Portugal?
No.
Good old
Nope.
Corey went on it.
Nope. I've only been to Fiji overseas so far.
Okay. Well, Fiji's a nice
was
little
lovely.
location.
Absolutely lovely.
Yeah. Where were you looking to head as well? Earlier, I didn't ask the question. You said you were going to go on that.
Yeah, we're going to go down to Tassie for the weekend and see some of the partner's family. So, a nice little trip across the bay.
Yep. It'd be very, very cold there at the moment, I imagine, because it is very cold here.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Apparently, I'm like, I'm not prepared. Not especially after being sick.
I know exactly. You're just trying to recover.
Yeah. But we'll go back there soon.
Yeah, well, that's good. Very, very nice spot is Tassie. Jonas, brilliant call. You shall be known as Copper Locks. That's way better.
That's the equivalent of you looking at a mirror, talking to yourself, Jonas.
Is he a ginger? Is he?
No, but the name, the account that put up the Copper Locks one is his burner account.
Oh yeah,
so he's complimenting himself on the suggestion of the name.
I see what you're doing now. Yeah. Good old Jonas.
Speaking of Copper Locks, I will take a dip. I'm gonna go make sure Bubs is all good, and then probably hit the sack. So I can't
take care of yourself.
Back nights of after dark shenanigans.
I know we're almost tipped into the 1 a.m. territory. So you've done very, very well to jump on as late as you have for tonight, especially given circumstances. Under the weather, you've got Bubs to look after as well. So you're multitasking. Who says that men can't multitask? This just proves that we can.
Doesn't mean I'm doing it well.
We just can't multitask in SuperCoach terms, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah,
but thank you, mate, for jumping on. Really do appreciate your company as always. You're a great man. And for anyone tuning in at the moment, if you haven't come across this great man's work, go and check it out on YouTube. Audio podcast, I think, as well, availability out there on Spotify, it may be. Is that correct?
I've not posted on the Spotify in quite some time.
Yeah,
so YouTube's
but primarily YouTube. Yep. So go check him out. And it is, Rook, your channel name officially?
Just Rookie Coach or Rookie Coach AFL. Either one of those will pop my beautiful face up. And yeah, if you're around tomorrow night, come hang out in After Dark. There'll be plenty of shenanigans. I'm sure there's going to be more Saturday carnage for us to have a welfare check on, as always. But no, it's been a pleasure. Again, always jumping on and having the good chats on whoever's channel it may be. And yeah, I've got the headset obviously this week, so I'm keen to just do things and just like actually use it. And hopefully it's good quality. Hopefully it's you guys have been enjoying it.
It is. I must admit, in terms of the audio quality side of things, schmick, as good as your previous one, I would say. So you're not losing any real major qualities. So from a technical standpoint, it's on point, mate, as they would say.
I think that was my major concern as well. But it's just a different sound. It's still good quality, but the other mic just had the deeper tones.
Yes.
This one's very more of that commentator feel, which is what I was going for. So I think it ticks all the boxes. Plus, I can do this without hitting anything.
Yes, exactly right. Karate chopping, which, oh my God, which I'm just karate chopping my and accidentally muting my microphone, because if you touch it in any way, shape or form, it mutes, which I still have to change. I say that every time and I don't change it, so I'll have to change it. But Rook as well, just quickly before you go, want to promote early days, of course. You will be part of the reason why you've got this headset is because you're going to do a watch along live stream on some games, not all games, wherever you're available, I imagine. So look out for that on Rook's channel. A little bit of a sneak peek in terms of what he's built, and it's amazing. So go and check out his channel, like, sub, all that sort of stuff. So looking good, man.
No, you're a good man. You're a good man. Yeah, I did a test if you were on YouTube during the game last night. I'd actually tested some of the stuff on a live stream to make sure it was all working. So if you happen to be in there, you got a little sneak peek. But yeah, it will just be kind of ad hocly when time suits. But I'm excited to get things running, get things moving. So thanks again, legend. It's been a pleasure. I'm
Pleasure.
sure we'll get you on After Dark again very, very soon. And likewise, if I'm free Friday nights, I'll definitely chuck my hand up to come annoy your mob.
Absolutely. Be very, very keen once again to have you on, and likewise to jump on your stream, mate. But thank you again for jumping on, and all the very best. Make sure to keep your fluids up, not in terms of Pepsi Max and all those, but quality H2O in it, H2O, and a little bit of Solo Energize, but
a little bit, just a little bit.
just a little bit, just a couple of fingers, as they say.
There's water in this, right?
Well, it's true. Technically, yes, you are correct. But no, thank you, Rook. All the very best. Have a good night, and look after the little one. Hopefully she's going well as well.
Easy. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night, everyone. Peace.
Thanks, mate. Well, let's continue on with the comments. The great man as he departs. We're almost caught up, I think. Maybe. We'll fly through now. Don't worry. So, Jack, you've said I'm staying in Brizzy for 3 months, not intended, but having some visa problems, which sucks, and got to be away from the missus for a while, but have to sort out stuff before I can go back to Norway. Shit, well, that's annoying, mate, having to work out the visa stuff. And the fact that, yeah, you're away from your missus is quite an annoyance. But all the very best to you, mate. Hopefully things work out in turn, but doesn't sound fun, that's for sure. But hopefully it all works out. Woohoo review. I brought Blakely in for his 52, note the theme, but my fave pick ever since. Yeah, he's been pretty consistent, must admit, and a decent get at that. Jack, but definitely keen to meet one day, mate. I'll be in Melbourne for the footy weekend and 3 weeks for round 13 for the long weekend. Think Shorty and I have teed up going to the same game together. Well, hit us up closer to that, mate, and let us know what game it is. Because for round 13, on a Carlton side of things, if they don't have they're playing Essendon. Jesus, so I'll be around there, mate. So Carlton are playing the Sunday game. I don't know if you're heading to an Essendon Carlton game, but I imagine if you're going with Shorty being a Catsman, I think, you're probably heading to that game. But if you're down this way, mate, let us know. And if I'm available, I'd be keen to catch up for sure, mate. No worries. Excuse me. The Woohoo, did you discuss the Cola Wars thing where they blind taste tested Pepsi and Coke? And no, I haven't, mate. But that's a good reminder. Just goes to show, via taste, Pepsi wins. But as you can see with the poll there on the right-hand side over there, Pepsi is the winner. 53% Coke is the winner. 53%, 40 and slip there. 53% Coke, 20% Pepsi, and 27% neither. So there's more people that would prefer not to drink Pepsi than there is that would prefer to drink Pepsi. Sorry, there's more people that prefer to not drink either than there is people wanting to drink Pepsi. That makes sense. So interesting. Darren, so when are you getting Bont Goldilocks? Well, sorry, he's departed, but you've rubbed salt into the wound. If he's still watching us, I'm sure he's cursing you at the moment. Rubbing salt in. Woohoo, so they made new Coke, which beat them both in a blind test. So they rolled out new Coke at one of the greatest financial fails in history. I think, didn't they do that as well, like where they changed the taste? Yeah, they changed the taste of Coke, and yeah, it hasn't stood the test of time compared to what a previous. I mean, I can't compare, but I've heard people say on YouTube videos and stuff that the old Coke was actually better than the current Coke. That's interesting. DJ, the glaze from the commentators on the horny one is insane. It's funny, isn't it? They always a player or two that they just glaze. Of course, Nick Dacos is one of those. He can't do much wrong. Which, mind you, for those people tuning into the game, there was a bit of play. I think it was in the third quarter. It would have been near the wing, and I tweeted about it. I haven't seen any replies to it, but I could have sworn. So the umpire paid a holding free to Collingwood. Dacos turned around, saw that it wasn't being paid to him, threw his arms out, and was like virtually abusing the umpire. And I'm like, mate, Collingwood's got the free. Your teammate has the ball. Like, how selfish do you want to be? Just incredible stuff. He's just the biggest stat patter of all time. We should start planning our live group lockdown video parties for hantavirus will be fine. It'll be all good. Love the taste of coffee, but a second one sends me into really. I can drink as many coffees as I can, but it'll just come out the other end like the same way it goes in. If I have too much coffee, that's for sure, which I think probably happens to most people. Jonas, that's the one we're talking about. Aspartame, aka sweetener 951, is the real toxic one to avoid. Yeah, and I think that's the thing that plays up with my guts, Jonas. So you were right all along. Pepsi Max is the devil, even though it tastes so good. Jamie, Forex on tap is the bomb. Beer is awful, and we should stop pretending otherwise. Yeah, you only like beer because my dad likes beer. What's that ad? Yeah, so Canadian Club. Maybe are you in the Canadian Club ad there, Cheesy? But I do agree. I prefer spirits over beer, but spirits are so goddamn expensive when you're out and about. So I mean, beer is at the moment as well. But I start with spirits and then I end the night with beer, like a Carlton Draft, and it's like easy drink. Whereas if I start with Carlton Draft, I just can't stomach it. It just tastes like shit. Forex is for alcoholics, according to Jonas, aka Queenslanders. The Woohoo, I remember late 90s when they brought out Carlton Cold in a clear plastic bottle, a low point in Australian culture. Yeah, if you Google Carlton Cold at the moment, you'll see that. But even Tui's, like my grandfather used to drink Tui's. And then my other grandfather drank Carlton Cold, and my stepdad did. And then my stepdad went on to VB's, and grandfather as well. But yeah, Tui's is an interesting one as well. I don't think I ever tasted Tui's. Corey, I've never had coffee. What the heck, Corey? Give it a go, mate. Give it a go. Have you at least had a iced coffee? Surely you've had that, which isn't the same as a coffee, but there's a taste of caffeine in there, a hint. G'day, Hoodoo. Hope you're well, mates. Long-time viewer, first-time chatter. Well, thanks for joining us. Appreciate your support. Trays of Dev, Rob, and Jay Farrow to Durham, and Jay Ison, the bench. Geez, you've had Devrov for a little while, maybe as a loop, I imagine. Would like your opinion on what importance you place on midfield DPPs coming to the buys. Well, if you've tuned into my team talk video over the past few weeks, you would have seen how strapped I've been in terms of trade flexibility in not having a mid forward or a mid defender in my midfield. It opens up so much, so much. So I would definitely recommend, if you have the chance, get someone in, or at least shift things around with regards to trades. And in doing so, switch someone who's maybe a defender mid in defense into the midfield, or if they're a forward mid, from forwards into the middle, just to give you that freedom and flexibility and coverage across multi-lines, because that's kind of where the beauty is of having those DPP players across the buys, and you're not having to rely on those 3 players off the bench in the midfield, the 2 on the bench in defense, and the 2 on the bench in the forward line. So it just provides so much more coverage. So if you can do it, I wouldn't go out of the way to ruin your team by doing it. But if there are players that are DPP naturally, then look to do it. Corey, Damo, thoughts on the rumours of Wiedering to North? Nothing in it, mate. Nothing in it. He's out of form. At his best, he's an All-Australian, and I think people forget that. They're very, very quick to forget it, and they see the current state the team's in. They want blood. They want changes, and they're pretty hasty. They throw the baby out with the bathwater. Wieders is a great leader. He's our best defender that we've had since Michael Jamison, which says a fair bit. So, yeah, there's no getting rid of Wieders. I think there might be more truth to perhaps Cripper moving on. If he wants to go to Freo, wants to go back to Perth, I wouldn't begrudge him at all. Could win a flag at Freo. That'd be nice to see for him. He's been a loyal servant. The Woohoo, you got to work it hard to be a solo man. Exactly. You got to work it hard to be a solo man. Jamie, I'd rather McLean over Marty for the Blues. Yep, 100% agree there, Jamie. We're on the same page, because when you got thirst for it, you got to crack a solo. Yep, for sure. Archer woke up and saw Grundy chose violence. Well, he did indeed. Well, he was up against the inanimate carbon rod in Oscar Steen. No offense to the young lad, but different class and weight division is Brodie Grundy compared to Oscar Steen. Woohoo, but Grill has a great role this week against the Saints. The other goes next week regardless. Yeah. Well, I think either or. It doesn't really matter if you're getting rid of both over a couple of weeks. Houseman, Red Bears, Woodstocks, UDLs in the goon bag with the drinks of the choice when we were younger. Red Bears. I don't think I had Red Bears before. Woodstocks, yeah, I've had UDLs, Jim Beam, yeah, whole host of different things. Archer, are you taking Butters 138? Feels wrong after seeing a double ton out there. Lock it in, mate. I said it earlier. Go back to last week. So many people were asking the question, should I lock in Butters VC 130? They wanted to punt with Pickett up against the Eagles. What happened? Pickett scored half the score of Butters with a 65. And those people that deviated, didn't lock in that 130, would have been kicking themselves. So keep that front of mind. And my lock-in score is always 125. It's well past that 138. So we are locking that in. And if it was 140, it looks a little bit better, doesn't it, compared to 138? So it's 2 points off 140. Don't worry about the fact that we've got this anomaly in Brody Grundy. Chances of another play this round going 200 is pretty slim to none. Legit flogs you fellas, it's not me. Well, who is it then, Jonas, if it's not you? Come on, who is it? It has to be someone else in the chat. Last night in Blue Baggers Edge, we had so many. We had a Sydney Sweeney. We had Bonnie Blue. Are you trying to tell me that wasn't you, Jonas? Someone's got burners. I don't know who it is. Corey, but it might be you. I lost my cup matchup last with Robertson Sherry's Uniques, of course. Always the way, isn't it? Lost by 100. Join me, mate. Join me. Grundy got Richmond and Geelong next to unbelievable. Oh, my Lord. I went gone over Grundy for 200 more for English in fantasy. Grundy. It's ridiculous. It seriously is, because it means that opponents in cash leagues and stuff that have Grundy, it's an instant VC, and you know it's virtually equivalent of 2 players in one. It shits me. G'day, Tic Tac. Hey, lads. I hope you're all well. My opponent is Grundy C and is projected under... Jesus, they must have a pretty shit team outside of Grundy. They must have forked out all of their dollary dues for Grundy, and gee whiz, what they're doing. David Hicks, what's Grundy's projected to rise to in price after tonight? Well, let's have a look, shall we? Where is the what's the name of the... Gotta find the website that I sent people to. I can't recall what it's called. Jonas, what's that website called that we use? Because I can't find the link to it. I'm just scrolling back through Discord because I'm sure it's on here. It is called, nearly there. Sat Chief. So let's open it up. We got there in the end. I probably could just scroll down in the comments. Sat Chief, yes, it's the one. It is the one. Let's have a look. Grundy, share this tab instead. So what did he get tonight? It was at 203. Jesus crikey. So he's going to go up 8.3K, believe it or not. His break-even will go down to 116. It's insane. That is insane. Oh, man. There you go. DJ, Midrock Chaos has Cherry, Gorn, and Grundy and Dogger. I seen it on... Yeah, I saw that in Scottfather's video the other day. That's crazy. It's a waste, though, because one of those ruckman is on the bench. And they're all scoring pretty well, so it's pretty stupid. We're review. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Still don't have a mid-loop, and the involuntary dead rooks don't play late enough or have the DPP to be useful, so I'm looking at Riley Hamilton. That's fair enough. Trusty, yeah, I have 4 rookies in my midfield. I guess it's coming on the bench time. Coming on the bench. Hopefully there's a tell nearby. Very good, Trusty. Very good. We review Walsh off the leash this week for 200 points. Well, could we hope? That would be amazing. But not betting Butters 138 on it exactly. Nippies has taken the mantle in the chalky milk department. Nippies is quite nice, must admit. Although the one thing that annoys me is you'll notice on Nippies cartons, for the chocolate milk, they have like a it's like a light brown, which normally indicates on the branding of every other milk drink an iced coffee. But for them, that color scheme means chocolate. And then their dark brown is iced coffee. Have you noticed that? It's backwards. So Nippies, fix that please, because it really does annoy me. Every time I go to I grab it from the fridge at the local milk bar, whatever, and I realize after I pick it up, just looking at the color and linking it subconsciously with the light brown being iced coffee, no, I've picked up chocolate. So they need to fix that post haste. One of your regular consumers is obviously stitching me up. Keystone Cop Detective. Keystone Cop. Well, who is it? Who's the regular consumer that is doing me over? Because they were Bonnie Blue last night. Corey, that is real. The Jet 2 holiday. There you go. Went to Europe for 3.5 weeks. Went to Portugal, London, Paris, Milan, and Switzerland. Very nice, mate. I was lucky enough. I haven't been to Portugal, but I've been to London. I've been to Paddy. I've been to Switzerland and Milan. I stayed. I was virtually just passing through, but very nice places. We actually stayed on a mountaintop in Switzerland. It was bloody cold, but a nice place, but very expensive. And we had cheese fondue in Switzerland as well, which I don't really like cheese. If you're still watching us, you would love that fondue, that cheese fondue. Amazing. As is best strategy for buyers to try and have an even number of primos out. So far, I have round 12, 3 out, 13, round 13, 2 out, round 14, 4 out, and round 15, 3 out, and round 16, 5 out. If you can manage it, yes. But yeah, it's mainly just trying to minimize the amount of primos that you have out on a given round. But it's impossible because, yeah, the best you can do is just try and even it out and not be impacted too greatly in a given round. I think round 16 is going to be the round that skittles most. So don't stress too much about that. And yeah, the main thing to look at really is the number of primos out as opposed to the number of total players out, because there's rookies, mid-prices, and primos that will be out. But what counts for more is the amount of primos that are out, which is what you've identified there. But for those tuning in that aren't across it, count the number of primos out, because that really does dictate the difference between you and the rest of the competition. And, of course, the quality of rookies that are coming off the bench to cover those said primos. Woohoo review. I came in when you said Shea wasn't top 6. I'm already hitched my ride to Shees, Track, Cozzy, Bailey, Rankin, and Flanders becomes, oh my God. Geez, you're a brave man. Brave man. And peeps are bidding farewell to Copper Nuts. Now, Jonas, you've used Copper Nuts here and the previous burner, which you're saying it isn't you're using it. That's the name of their burner account. People are saying, good night, rookie. Good night, rookie. DMP Merchant had the best trades. Nas, DMP to Euland, 127. Very nice. Nice pod. Sweet 51 to Grundy. Gee whiz, you have cleaned up. You've cleaned up, DMP. And nice name as well, DMP Merchant, because that ties in with Nas being DMP. The new Coke was a separate product that no longer exists. You must have been talking to someone who misses the cocaine in it. That was a little... No, I'm sure they changed the recipe, but they might have changed the recipe and then changed it back again. So I don't know if it was referencing that. But I might have said it differently earlier on. Apologies. But yeah. Spirits guy myself. There you go. Yep, like me. Never had ice... I've never met a person that's never had an iced coffee or a coffee. Coffee I can understand. Like my wife, she hadn't had a coffee up until maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I think she tried it for the first time as a mocha because she loves her hot chocolates. So it's a bit of a hybrid, of course, chocolate and coffee mixed together. But give it a go. Give it a go, Corey. Try mocha. I'm not a fan of mocha, but that might be your gateway to coffee. Woohoo, nobody outside NSW ever cared about Tui's. Yeah, there you go. I didn't know Tui's was a New South Wales drink. There you go. We have caught up to the chat by the looks of it. Yes, Stat Chief, great resource. Woohoo, I've also made one of those nippy slippies, but the opposite. Iced coffee is not the same party as chalky milk. I actually prefer iced coffee to the chalky milk generally, but I'd say yes, the chalky milk from Nippies is superior to the iced coffee. But yes, one of those things. Well, we've got up to the chat, ladies and gents. So from here on out, let's have a look just quickly at the forecast ahead. So in terms of my own team, so we're still projected for the 2297. So we should probably try and lock in that VC score. And we'll do that with Liam Reedy, because just in case Sartis wants to come in as a late in, we don't want to be stuffing around with that. So Reedy comes in with the El Capitano. Jackson would be looped on. We're already looping on Anderson at the moment. In terms of matchups, we've got Adelaide up against North Melbourne, Melbourne up against Hawthorn, Carlton up against the Dogs, Essendon, Freo, St Kilda, Richmond, West Coast Giants. So, yeah, I mean, for me, I'm hoping Jackson absolutely tears the Dons to shreds. That might help me in my head-to-head games. Bont against Carlton, he could go bananas. And Cherry up against Adelaide. I think Cherry was, if I wasn't putting the VC on Butters, I would have put it on Cherry. So I reckon he might be someone that pops off. In terms of Essendon against Freo as well, not many people, I mean, if you tune into my I'm the Captain Now episode, you would have seen that I detailed that Freo are actually giving away I think it was the third most points to running defenders. So Archie Roberts, unless they put time and effort into quelling him by tagging him, which I don't think they would try and tag a halfbacker, because none of their forwards can really play that role as such. I expect him otherwise to have a big game. So we'll see what happens there. Go, you little battler. I don't know what you mean there. I don't know what you mean there. Woohoo. Would it be best to not trade in at round 11 before buys, then target round 12 after their buy? Ideally, yes. Because, well, those players that are on the buy, those players that you're trading in will, of course, have a buy coming up. But, I mean, look at it in terms of the players you're trading in, and in terms of what week they've got the buy. And if they're not really hurting you with the buy they have, bring him in. But if you're targeting players that are primos that have a buy week that you're already going to be pretty badly impacted by, then yeah, I'd be waiting a week for sure. But let's go through some projected price changes as well, and get rid of this. Where is it? The Coke and Pepsi poll. That's done for tonight. That is done. So wanted to check out some price changes. So let's just go through in terms of those guys. So Maxi Holmes, his break even was 110, so he probably only loses a couple of $100. Baz Lenka probably goes up a couple of $100. Who else is there that people could be looking at? There was someone said someone earlier. I can't recall who it was. Was it Took Miller? He'll go down a few $100,000. McInerney will go up, which is good for owners. Thomas Stewart. So Horn Francis is one I want to look at. So his break even was 142 and he scored a 61. So he's going to plummet. $142. Wow. 61. Gee whiz. Oh, You're going to drop 33.7k. Horn Francis, the break even of 137. So he could, heading into the buy, he could be very cheap, close to the 400k mark. No, Woohoo. I know. Remember last time you were saying that you have put together like a bit of a spreadsheet, which I'd be keen to see, mate. I know you gave us a little bit of a sneak peek in the Discord, but I don't as yet. But I will be over the coming round or two, putting in place a little bit of a plan, because it's kind of hard to at the moment without knowing the price point of players and who to target, who to get rid of. But I am trying to get into my team. Excuse me, into my team. Baz Linker. He's my player that I want. He's my player that I want in my team. 627. I don't know how I'll be able to get there. In terms of the round he has off, what is it? Round 16 he has. Yeah, that's the tough thing is Baz Linker's got round 16, which isn't ideal. It's not ideal at all. But like 627, I've already got 122 UK in the bank. I would need to downgrade again and then upgrade. I would need to go Philippou down to a cheapie. Or maybe a Selwood or a Bustlinger down. If I went Selwood down to a 99k like a Dirksen, that would give me an extra 200k, leave me with 322 roughly, to then put on the head of a Murdoch or a Jagger. Probably not enough for Sartis or a Philippou. Again, the question earlier on about DPPs. If I had players of DPP in the midfield, I'd be able to go Philippou to Baz Linker and then swing a mid forward from the midfield into the forward line, but I don't have that option. But there is the potential to get him into my team. That's for sure. So, of course, my mouse battery has lost charge, believe it or not. So I can't actually switch back to the StreamYard tab, but give me a moment once this charges. But outside of that, I think the way that my team is structured, just speaking to that quickly, I'm pretty content with it. Like Roberts, Whitfield, Sinclair, and Worrell to a lesser extent, but we'll count him like 4 primos in defense. Butters, Bont, Dacos, Walsh, Callahan, 5 primos if we want to, or 4.5 if you want to count Walsh as half a one. In the midfield is pretty good. We've got Gawn and Jackson as our primos in the ruck. And then the forward line, we've got Sheasel, Petrarca, Pickett. Flanders is sort of half a primo, if you want to call him that. And then Cherry in the flex. So I think I'm pretty well balanced across the field. And now it's just a matter of just trying to jump on primos at the right stage, which is why I'm not a massive fan of reaching for Bailey Smith, because it tanks my cash straight up with that one trade. But he's got such a massive ceiling and such a high floor. It's really hard to deny. That's for sure. It really is. Jamie, sorry, I didn't have my team on screen there, but that is my team that I was just running through. Where are we? Jamie, I plan up until round 14. There you go. It's good. It's good to see. What's everyone's rank? I'm 9k. Very good, Aaron. I am just outside 7k, 7210. Same with Baz, but I need Roberts for next week. Yeah, and Roberts, I think you definitely need. I got him this week as well, fortuitously through Naz, as I spoke about, but he's got a nice matchup, and then next week as well. Aaron, my plan is maybe 2 weeks ahead max. I always seem to, I'm the same as, just because it's too hard to try and guesstimate at the moment with price changes and, who's going up in price, because it can change. And plans do always change. Jonas, is Wilkie going to be a must-have price projection? Okay, he is a good one. Jonas. Now, Wilkie is going to be a nice D6, a very nice D6. Let's just say, for example, when he returns. So how long is Wilkie out for? Let's have a quick squeeze. The lead singer of Coldplay, of course. Well, he's listed as a test. Well, he was listed as a test before this round. He would be, okay, what's his averaging? We'll punch in his average scores just to kind of make it a bit more realistic. So he lost 54.5K in the one round with a score of 24. That's crazy. So he is averaging at the moment 100.8. And his scoring's actually been above that, hasn't it? 83 against Carlton. That was his lowest prior to the 24. But let's just punch in his average, 100.8. So we'll just say 100. If he's scoring 100, sorry, not against Richmond. Oh, that's well. If you don't put in a score, it counts as 0. So let's just say that this is counting the game for next week as opposed to this round. So say he's averages 100 over 3 weeks, he'll go down to 437 and be a very, very, very nice get. If he averages a 110 instead of 437, he'll be 449. So probably around about the same price point as what's his name? Zorko, old man Zorko. So I don't mind him. DMP Merchant, my round 12 buy is screwed. Yuland, Butters, Cherry, Sheasel, JHF, Rankin. If I can somehow survive that round without losing too much rank, I'm set for the rest of the buys. That's I guess the upside is that if you take a big hit in one round, you should be. Ladies and gents, I don't know why it's muted both on my mic and on the actual stream. Annoying, absolutely annoying. Stop what you're doing. I'm not doing anything. I'm not even touching anything. Didn't even touch the mic then. Anyway, yeah, so I think that Roberts is good value and Bazzies as well, based upon what they're punching out and what they probably will punch out in for the rest of the season. So I do agree there, but it hurts having to pay up for guys like him. But, it could be in a worse spot. Like he could be like non-owners of Bont, where you have to go for Bont as well. But Bont is at a good price, I must admit, if you don't have him. There's no time left for budget speculations. Very good. I think he's named. Oh, there you go. Is he? I didn't realize he was. Backline, Witt, Sinks, Roberts, Lizard, Holmes, and question mark. Very good backline. The Woo, I did maths today too, and if I cull all my 200K rookies, I can get 2.4 mil. I need 2.9 to finish my team, including 120K rookie downgrades. So it's looking pretty decent right now. You're doing well, mate. You've got it all planned out. I can't get off Clark. Yeah, I did. That was me. Go back and start again. Lord, love a good mute session. It is the worst. Go back to the Wilkie. Nobody heard it. Oh, well, okay. I was just saying with regards to Wilkie, when I did the sums and stuff. So I was virtually saying if he averages 110, as you can see there on screen, he will bottom out at 449. And if he only scores 100, he'll bottom out at 434 or whatever it was. So, yeah, I think in that context, he's a good purchase. I mean, St Kilda use him as the get-out option. If he's not taking kick-ins, he's the first choice in the chain of possession. And even in switching the play, which they do a lot. Hence the reason why he has like 10 marks a game. So he's got a huge floor, nice ceiling as well with intercept marks thrown into the mix. Yeah, he's got a very, very nice super coach game to him. Similar to Luke Ryan is probably the one I would compare him to. So even though he is a, key position defender, he's actually playing that Luke Ryan of old type role. Sinclair, Whitfield, Ash, Lizard, Clark, and Selwood. Marshall, Perez, waiting for Holmes or Wilkie. Clark, FU. What's changed to make him Superman now? I think it's just that. I think it's just that they're using him more now as an avenue out of defense. Whereas previously he was kind of that intercept option, but he's playing more as that roaming defender from what I can tell, similar to like a Tom Stewart. And yeah, he's taking those intercept marks and teams aren't manning him up per se. I mean, it's hard to because he's a defender, but he's just playing more of that unaccountable defensive role as that free man in defense. They just have an extra man in defense and St Kilda build off that. Yeah, so it's kind of the opposite to what Luke Ryan has become at Freo. He's lost that, ability to be roaming around as that free defender, taking intercepts, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, he's an interesting prospect, that's for sure. Did we go through? I don't think we did. Did we go through the scores for the Swans in total? I don't think we did in the end. I'm an idiot. Let me have a look. Don't think we did. So let's just round things out with this, and we might wrap up the stream because we've been going for 2.5 hours, and I'm tired and need to get up at a reasonable hour, which is funny for me to say considering it's 1:38 in the morning. Yeah, don't talk about Luke Ryan. He's ruined Clark. Indeed, he has. Where are we? So Grundy, of course, 203, which, as we've been speaking about, if you're an United, you'd be singing from the hills. Blakey, a nice pod, 156, and just capitalised on this juicy matchup from the Pies. McInerney not returned to form, but a nice little ceiling game from him with a 137. Heaney with a 99. Might be dropping in price. We'll wait and see. Kellen Mills, 94. Warner is always around about that 80 to 90 mark. Doesn't really do too much beyond that. Sarong, for anyone that kept him, a 76. Looking down the list, Edwards, the rookie, with a 50. And Cootie was the other one with a score of 32. And Roses with the score of 24. The Butcher. For the Pies, we had Crisp, top scorer, 110. Degoe, for anyone that has him, I don't know of anyone that has Degoe, but 98. Dacos with a 93, very disappointing again from him. 3 games in a row now, maybe 4, where he's, been pretty bad. Josh Dacos with an 80. Dan Houston, back down to that 75 level, disappointing. Angry Anderson, good old Angus, with a 71. Ed Allen with the 67. And Oscar Steen, unfortunately, went down with a knee injury. Could be out for the season. We'll just have to wait and see. And those are the notable scorers from that game. But, ladies and gents, we'll round things out with the last couple of comments, questions, everything else. And we'll bid you farewell. Aaron, I paid $709K for the Bont, and it burnt. Paid $700K for Gawn when Cherry got suspended, so it got burnt. But gee, I'm happy I paid $660K for Grundy. It works out in the end, doesn't it? As swings and roundabouts, that's the saying, and it applies to you there. You pay top dollar on guys that then dropped in price, but you nabbed one there in Brodie Grundy, and a good one at that. So you're well placed. It's worked out in the end. Jamie, the 2 first game forwards didn't impress me much tonight. No, they didn't. I think you're talking about Anastopoulos, I think it might have been. And Who's the other one? Who was the other debutant? Who was the other one? No, they've removed the icon, so I don't know who made their debut. West. Oh, West for the Pies. Did he make his debut? I didn't even see that. Yes, 22. There you go. I mean, forwards don't really do too much for me anyway, traditionally. But yeah, always one to keep an eye on. DMP, no worries, mates. Hope you have a great weekend yourself as well. And with that, ladies and gents, we might end things there. Thank you as always for tuning in. Appreciate all of your company. Good night to you, Trusty. Massive effort, yes, indeed. And thanks as well to Rook once again for jumping on to help carry the load, as it were. We might end things with speaking of load, with a bit of an Arnold quote to end things, and we'll go out in that style. No worries at all, Jamie. Thank you again for your support across both channels, mate. It's absolute legend. And for anyone that wants to join our Discord, I did whack the comment or the link in the description at some stage. Let me grab it quickly again, and we will pop it in the description again. There we go. So anyone that wants to join the Discord, free to do so. Our little community, SuperCoach Edge on Discord. It's like Twitter. It's like Big Footy. It's a forum. You can chat about trades, chat about captains. We can rate your team, Q&As, all that sort of stuff. So feel free to jump on in. Jonas, have a great weekend to you, except the one flog in the comments. Is that me, Jonas? Are you referring to me? I don't think I've commented. Oh, well, I have technically with the Discord link, so it might apply to me. But I don't know who the flog is. Are you talking about the burner account, Jonas? Who is it? Who are you talking to? Who are you talking about? But I do appreciate all your company, because we've been going for almost 3 hours now. And I feel like Terry from Blue Abroad, who does 3-hour streams, and I need some sleep and probably need to feed my little one as well before I go to bed if he wakes up anytime soon. But Jonas, let us know who you're referring to in the Discord. That's probably the best way to let us know who that one flog is in the comments. But thanks for everyone for tuning in. Really do appreciate your company. Thank you again to Jack Blucher for joining as a new member of the channel. If you want to join him as a fellow legend supporting our venture here at SuperCoach Edge, you can do so via the join button below the video. And if you are watching this on replay as well, press the hype button, because that helps put us in a bit of a, I think it's like the hottest category in particular, whatever you're categorized in terms of your YouTube channel. So ours is sport. So if you click hype, it pushes us into the top 100 for the sport category. So if you can do that, it'd be absolutely awesome. But if you want to join as a member, as I said, literally the price of half a cup of coffee nowadays. It's $3.99 for the entire month. So again, no obligation, but all we ask is for you to like the video, give us a subscribe if you haven't already, and we are very, very appreciative of all your support. But at the very least, for everyone tuning in, you're legends in your own right. So, ladies and gents, with that, we will end things there with a quote from Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let's check it out.
5,000 people, I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific, right?
Come quietly, or there will be trouble.
Exactly.
I'm like,
Oh, he's going again, Arnold. Thank you again, ladies and gents. Appreciate your company, and all the very best for the remainder of the weekend. And we'll see you in the Damos Team Talk review coming on a Sunday or Monday morning. So look out for that. Until then, we'll catch you on the flip side. Cheers.